An undefeated volleyball team suffers defeat for the first time, and the football playoffs are just around the corner. I'm Jon Ross, and this is This Week in High School Sports, powered by Michigan Student Aid. This is the final week of regular season football action as teams across the state look to qualify for the playoffs. Sunday, October 23rd is Selection Sunday, when teams will learn their fate. The selection show will be broadcast live at 6 p.m. on Bally Sports Detroit, and all the pairings will be posted on MHSAA.com at 7 p.m. The top 32 teams in each of the 8 divisions will be divided into 4 team districts, with district play starting October 28th. In 8-player, we take the top 16 teams in both Divisions 1 and 2. The 8-player finals will be Saturday, November 19th at the Superior Dome in Marquette. The 11-player finals are 1 week later, November 25th and 26th at Ford Field in Detroit. All of the finals action will air on Bally Sports Detroit. Tickets for all playoff games leading up to the finals can be purchased at gofan.co. There are 10 teams looking to repeat as state champs this year. Belleville in Division 1, Warren De La Salle in Division 2, Detroit King in Division 3, Chelsea in Division 4, Grand Rapids Catholic Central in Division 5, Lansing Catholic in Division 6, Powama Westphalia in Division 7, Hudson in Division 8, Adrian Lenawee Christian in 8-player Division 1, and Powers North Central in 8-player Division 2. Game balls this week go to Clio senior volleyball player Michaela Nealons. She recorded her 1,000th career kill in a match versus Lake Fenton. Clio will open the postseason with Mount Morris. Northville volleyball player Abby Reck. She led the Mustangs to a Beast of the East championship, including a win in the title game over previously unbeaten Birmingham Marion. And a Cass Tech quarterback, LeSean Mumpfield, he led the Technicians to a 28-14 win over Detroit King in the PSL title game.
Need money for college? You need My Student Aid. My Student Aid is the go-to resource that helps Michigan families find money to pay for college. Plus, they'll guide you through the financial aid process and answer any questions you have. For grants, scholarships, and more, connect with My Student Aid, helping make college affordable for everyone. Learn more at michigan.gov/MIStudentAid.
Our weekly Be the Referee feature takes a look at the fine art of officiating with the MHSAA's Sam Davis.
It's tournament time for boys soccer, and that means the return of the shootout. In the regular season, games can end in a tie, but postseason games need to have a winner. If a game is tied at the end of regulation and the 20-minute overtime period, we move to a shootout. Each team gets 5 attempts from the penalty spot, alternating between teams. If, after 5 attempts, the teams still remain tied, it moves to 1 kick for each team until the tie is broken. Now, what happens when a kick is stopped by the keeper but has enough spin on it to roll back across the goal line? That's a goal. The shootout attempt isn't complete until the ball stops moving, goes out of play, or the referee stops play.
Thanks, Sam. Now more than ever, we need officials. If you are interested, go to the MHSAA website now to register. On the golf course, 4 teams and 4 individuals were crowned state champs over the weekend. In Division 1, Rochester Adams won the team title, while Grand Blanc's Kate Brody won a second individual title. In Division 2, Farmington Hills Mercy was the top team, and Byron Center's Macy Elzinga was the best individual. In D3, Macomb Lutheran North took team honors, and they were led by medalist Lauren Timp's second straight individual title. And in Division 4, Jackson Lumen Christie is your team champ. Mia Melendez of Ann Arbor Green Hills is a repeat individual champion. Champions were also crowned on the tennis court with the boys' Lower Peninsula Finals. Bloomfield Hills took home the trophy in Division 1. Midland Dow added to their trophy case with a title in Division 2. The Division 3 championship went to Ann Arbor Green Hills. And in Division 4, it was Grosse Pointe Woods University Liggett coming out on top. For more on both the golf and tennis championships, please visit MHSAA.com. You've been listening to This Week in High School Sports, powered by Michigan Student Aid, a production of the MHSAA Network. Thanks for joining us. I'm Jon Ross, and we'll see you next week.
West Michigan football fans. It's that time of the week again. It's the Friday Night Lights. It's Oakridge. It's Montague. It's right here on CatchMark SportsNet. It's the North Grove Brewers Game of the Week. And here are your hosts, Jon Russell and VanSingel.
And good evening, everyone. Jon Russell, VanSingel here on CatchMark SportsNet for this West Michigan Conference battle between Oakridge and the Montague Wildcats. And boy, Cal, where has the season gone? We say that every year, but man, I think last week it really snuck up on me. I'm looking ahead to see, okay, where are we going to be? And I thought, wow, next week is the end of the season. I mean, it just I know as you get older, the time flies, but man, oh man, this is ridiculous, isn't it?
It certainly is. And, John, we only get 9 of these a year, and you're right, it goes way too fast. Why does the fall just go so fast and winter so slow? And spring was always my least favorite season anyway, because I always knew what it meant. Yeah. And I'd go back to work every day.
Well, now you ought to like it, right?
No, I still don't like spring.
Oh,
but
really?
Tell you what, still fall's my favorite season.
Yeah.
Hunting, fishing, the outdoors, the colors. My wife and I do color tours all the time. And of course, once and only Friday night football right here in the greater Muskegon area. And it just does not get any better than that.
Got two teams kind of heading on different trajectories, Cal. You got Oakridge. They have only the one loss this season in the league, and that, of course, is to Whitehall. Mm-hmm. Certainly no shame in that. No. I mean, Whitehall has taken plenty of people down. They're 7-1 overall. Meanwhile, Montague is riding, I think it's a 3-game losing streak, very uncharacteristic from them. You'd have to go back to, I believe it's 2011. Or 2014, I believe it was, when they finished at 2-7. And the thing that was interesting about Montague was they had all those years that they made the playoffs. In fact, they've made the playoffs, I think, 20 of the last 21 years, something like that, with that kind of that little blip in the radar in 2014. Then they got right back on track. Now, it's not unusual for a team to have a run and then maybe a few years where you're down. But to be able to have maybe that 1 year and then go right back to be state championship caliber is phenomenal. But right now, Montague sitting at 2-3 in the conference, 3-5 overall, in kind of a unaccustomed place in what they're used to around here.
Oh, absolutely. You know, you expect Montague to be, not if they're not 9-0, 8-1.
Right.
We're 7-2. And they're sitting here with those three wins, so it's just kind of unheard of over here for many years. You talk about 20 of 21. Montague in the playoffs, 20 of the last 21. Well, here's how about this one, 27-28.
Yeah,
the Oakridge Eagles. The last 28 years they've been in 27 times, and when you take a look at that, that's once again, that's kudos to Oakridge because you've had the same two coaches for 42+ years now, maybe.
Right.
And so that really helps with consistency. But, I mean, if you want to talk about teams that get to the playoffs and then do something when they get in the playoffs, it's certainly these two teams right here.
Exactly. No, they certainly do. And, well, it's going to be interesting to see. I mean, this is one of those games that probably had it circled on the calendar Week 9, maybe even for a possible championship-type game. And then with the fortunes the way they have been, it's right now you got Montague just kind of hanging on. And we're going to talk at halftime with Scott DeCamp about the playoff situation a little bit more in depth. But just to kind of give you a little bit of a preview, and, of course, we're going with the information from Snooze. And they have Oakridge doing very well. I mean, they're certainly in position to host in their district. It looks like it's could be Shepherd. Again, a lot of things can happen between now and then. Meanwhile, the Montague Wildcats, even at their record, could go into the playoffs, even possibly with a loss. I did not realize that, and I was starting to tally things up a little bit. And I was thinking, kind of a best-case scenario, the Snooze has got them playing at West Catholic in the first game, which is no easy threat there. But just for the playoff points, and really this new way of doing things is all based on points right now. Maybe even with a loss, the folks up here pretty confident that they can get in, and maybe even if they win, some are thinking that they could host a game, and obviously their opponent then would not be West Catholic. So we'll see how that all plays out.
I spoke with a coach in the OK Conference this morning, and he was a head coach at a school over there. His team has played West Catholic, He says they are the clear cut team or front runner to win the Division 6 state title. He says, how in the world anybody's going to be able to compete with West Catholic in Division 6? Says he's got no idea. And he says, I think the young man's name is Kloska, their running back.
Okay.
He says he is just a load, but he said they are loaded at about every position, fundamentally sound, well coached, and I tell you what, he said West Catholic, if they don't win it, he'll be amazed.
Yeah, and first things first for Montague is take care of business here tonight and let the chips fall where they may. Very fortunate, as I said, coming in. If you can come into a contest with 3 wins and still be in the conversation for the playoffs, that is unheard of, especially when we're coming off, several years of 6 wins and you're in. And how about the other end of that spectrum? Our old friend Joe Tanis over in Hart done a great job with the Hart Pirates. They've got 6 wins. There's an opportunity for them to post their 7th win tonight. They play Ravenna, so it's not going to be easy. But they are in a real possibility of not making the playoffs at all. And people say, what? How can that possibly be? Well, there's such a thing as a co-op, and apparently they co-op with Walkerville. And even though I think it only involves 1 student,
yes,
it's enough to bump them up to a different division, I believe, is how that all works. So, I mean, you talk about kind of the inequities and things. Here, Hart having their best football season in, over 30 years, and, Joe getting that. And the thing that's impressive with what Joe's done over there, I know they had 2 blue-chip athletes that decided not to play football this year, right? He had his leading runner go down in week 2, I believe it was. In fact, the guy had gotten so many. His name was Jose Luis Anverdi. He had so many yards that he was on our CatchMark leaderboard up until I think last week. So he really piled it on in the 2 games that he played. But then he goes out with an injury, and now they find this Trace Tate who's coming in. And he's their new leading rusher. So it's not like he's got a lot of bodies over there, and has played through injuries, played through some guys deciding not to play this year, and still on the verge of winning 7 games is Joe Tanis over at Hart.
Yeah, when we went into this, I was a fan of this, and I said, but I want to wait until after the end of the year until I really make a decision one way or the other if I like it or not. But right now I do. I mean, you are being rewarded for playing tough teams. And I feel bad for Joe if they don't get in, if they have the 7 wins and they don't get in. But there's something to be said about playing up and playing teams, 1 or 2 divisions above you or 2 or 3 divisions above you and competing with them. And that's what you look at Montague. If you look, I have it right here. Where is it? If you take a look at enrollment here, Montague's second from the bottom at 441. You take a look at enrollment here for the Lakes Conference.
Right.
Leadington leads it at 687. Fremont at 662. Whitehall at 627. OV at 604. Oakridge at 136. Montague at 441. And Manistee at 406. So, Oakridge, Montague, our 2 teams here tonight, already separated by 136 students. So,
right.
70, not quite 70 of those, there are more boys that are available to you for football or any other fall sport. So, there's a little bit of difference also there. And you take a look at Montague, so 441, right? They've played Ludington, they've played Fremont, they've played Whitehall.
Right.
They got the forfeit from OV. Now they're playing Oakridge at 547. All 4 of those schools significantly bigger than what Montague is. So you're getting the benefit of playing them.
Yeah, you are. I think maybe the downside is we have another situation where I know Whitehall's going to basically have a bye week because Orchardview can't field a team again this week. I mean, they are solid in Division 4, and as I said, we'll go on this a little bit more at halftime. But still, you wonder, you're not playing an opponent. You got a week off. And then I'm not sure what the Holton situation is. They were supposed to play Hesperia, but Holton has missed a game or 2 here, so I'm not sure if they're playing or not. I hadn't heard the latest. I think the problem is, and they've talked about, hey, well, what about can you just reach up and get another opponent? Well, I think that maybe the downside of this is who's going to play you. All right. I mean, if you're a smaller school, and a bigger school probably isn't going to touch you because they have no reason to play you, right? That's all everything to lose and nothing to gain type of a thing. So I think it limits your opponents a little bit. You know what I'd like to see, and I'll talk with Scott at this about halftime, is I think I was never a fan of everybody getting into the playoffs. but I think it could happen. But this is what I'm thinking, and it's much people smarter than me would have to put this together, and I'm not sure if it'd ever fly. But, seed the tournaments, or in other words, have the points right during the year. Mm-hmm. But those top-notch teams that were going to host a game anyhow, give them a bye week. And then let everybody kind of get in and then find their water, as it goes. I don't know. I don't know if I'm really for that or not. I just feel bad for a team like Hart to a certain extent. Is you got some teams that are getting in with 3, and here they got 7. I mean, I understand that. I don't know. I don't know if I'm sold on it or not. I originally was. Got to think about it. It's got its upside and it's got its downside, I guess, as far as I look at it.
Yes, sir, it does.
Let's talk a little bit about our sponsors here tonight. We want to do that. These guys and gals have made this all possible for us. North Grove Brewers, our main title sponsor. Van Dyke Mortgage, Foundation Systems of Michigan. Durga Insurance Group. Green Ridge Realty, Chris Dykema and Sarah Reel. Big Stone Therapies, Grieve Law, also Scheid Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing, and Dave Dusenberry, a Coldwell banker. And you told me you ran into Dave as you were making your rounds here today.
Yep, 6 years of Marine. Appreciate him and his service.
And he hasn't pulled the plug on us yet because of that conversation, right? You didn't make him mad, did you?
No.
Okay.
Dylan Powers.
Not that bright.
Or a sponsor.
Or a sponsor.
That's right. Yeah.
That's a two-headed sword right there.
It really is. But we value all of our sponsors, and thank you for that. Also, we value our CatchMark Sports crew. They've been with us. Bill Mann, of course, Jesse King, Matt Tarquette, Trent Alpinar. You see the drone shots with him. I believe he's up on the roof again for those high shots. Mm-hmm. Usually Matt's lurking about on the sidelines there. I do see him down there right now, so he'll give you those up close and personal shots. And then Scott DeCamp doing what Scott DeCamp does too. So it takes a village, as we always say. Looking ahead to the playoffs, things will be a little bit different because I understand we probably won't be able to have the whole video piece of this, but we will go back to our old days of radio and do audio. We understand that's still to be worked out, but our plan is to still be able to do the coverage, but it may not be video involved, but more audio side. So all you folks that are watching us on camera are saying, thank God for that. Boy, that didn't happen fast enough. So, because we do have the traditional faces for radio.
Tell you what, tomorrow, if you're free, if you have some free time, maybe a little color tour from 7 a.m. to 9 p.m. over in Grant, home of the Grand Tigers. The Grand Depot restaurant's going to be giving 25% of their proceeds throughout the day for a military ministry.
Okay.
Called Warriors Set Free. And a couple weeks ago, we had a guy coming into the ministry that I host over there by the name of Mich, and he came in and shared his testimony and how powerful it was. And he talks about this Warrior Set Free and how it really kind of saved him and saved his life there. So tomorrow, 7 a.m. to 9 p.m., the Grant Depot, 25% of all their proceeds will be going towards that Warrior Set Free, where they meet. And it's all combat-related men that they meet with and help them overcome some of the, I don't want to say tragedy, but some of those circumstances that combat warriors have to deal with, once they return back home. So,
sure.
Yeah, Grant Depot, 7 to 9, yes.
Fantastic for that. It is Parents' Night here, I believe, is what festivities are going on right now. They're going to do the football team here as they just have done at pregame, and then I believe we were talking to Athletic Director Jay Mulder, and I believe they're going to have the soccer team and volleyball team, I think, at halftime, or some of the other teams involved at halftime, so it'll be an extended halftime as well. Other games around the area tonight, Manistee is at Fremont. Our good friend Larry Mansfield looking to keep us updated on those games. Hopefully for his sake, he'll have a better game than they had with Whitehall. He's still probably shell-shocked a little bit from that one.
I think he understood what I was telling him, that Larry, they're really good, and I think he gets it now.
Yeah. Mason County Central is at Ludington. That's two Mason County schools going at it. North Muskegon at Shelby. Hart taking on Ravenna. And Holton was supposed to take on Hesperia. Again, not sure. I apologize for that. I'll check with Scott at halftime. But one time Holton had some issues where they were not playing as well. So we'll wait and see how that all plans out. But let's talk a little bit. Got a few minutes here about both of these teams. First of all, let's take the Oakridge Eagles. We saw them last week against Ravenna. As I said, they're 4-1, 7-1 overall. They've scored 220 points. They've given up 121 points, and they are just they do what Oakridge does, don't they?
They certainly do. And last week, I was really singing these 5 guys: Watson, Bean, Lowry, Johnston, and Joseph. I sang their praises all night long. That big offensive lineman. Then I got home and I read a great article by Scott DeCamp. He's talking about that defense. And I was like, boy, I should have talked about them a whole lot more than what I did. Was just so impressed with the offensive line. That defense, Douglas, Jones, Weaver, Johnson, Bean, Jennings, Primer. Is it Primer or Primer?
I think it's Primer.
Primer, yeah. Danachek, Garcia, Elzanato, and Stevenson. Boy, I tell you what, those 11 guys were phenomenal last week. I think Ravenna had a -6 rushing yardage at the end of the game. And those 11 guys up front, those 11 guys just got after it. So kudos to that defense for the Oakridge Eagles last week. Just an incredible job.
Yeah, exactly. Some of the names that you're going to hear, well, Cal mentioned a few of them for Oakridge, but on the offensive side of the ball, of course, it starts with their quarterback, Matt Danachek, the fine veterans. He's passed for over 1,000 yards. He's a mobile guy. He can elude the rush long enough to free up a receiver, or he can just, cut it and run himself. So I think he's their second leading rusher. So it's good to have that. And he's, we talk about it all the time, coach's kid mentality. So he's got a high football IQ, and he's not going to do anything to hurt you. We've always talked about some quarterbacks. It's the coaches says, look, you don't have to win the game for us, just don't lose it. Well, fortunately for Matt Danachek, Coach Kerry Harger doesn't have to say that. He knows that the game's in capable hands with him.
Oh, it certainly is great young man. Is he a junior or senior now?
Matt is a senior.
He is a senior.
I know.
We watched him for a couple years here now, yeah.
And then their ground game is led by Trevor Jones, over 1,000 yards. He can catch the ball as well. And he's also a fixture on defense. I think he had like 5 stops last week in that great defensive effort there. So he's not just a one-dimensional player, kind of a tall, lanky guy, has some speed. And he's just been fun to watch as well.
He certainly has been a great player, all-around player, like you said, offensively, defensively, plays hard, and does a nice job at tackling from that defensive end position.
A lot of weapons when it comes to receivers. You got Evan Miller. He's caught a touchdown pass or 2 last week. Trevor Jones also out of the backfield. They can hit him. Yep. Chris Knapp has come on recently as well, and Ty Maitland. So they really got kind of a 4-headed monster at receiver there.
They certainly do. Lots of weapons back there for young Mr. Danachek to hand the ball off. And then, like you said, Danachek can run it himself.
And then that line that you talked about before, there's some big boys down there that have some experience.
Well, they're grass-fed and corn-fed, and I tell you what, Bean, Lowry, Johnston, Joseph, Mate, and Watson doing a great job up front. They move people around.
Meanwhile, on the Montague side of the ball, they've got their quarterback is Chase Gall. It was his first year. They played him a bit at defensive back here, and I think he's already got like 2 or 3 interceptions on the defense. What do they say? They say necessity is a mother of invention or something like that.
Yeah, yep.
So he's had to kind of come back and do whatever it took. But Chase is getting through his senior year here this year.
He certainly is, and I tell you, he's done well so far. He's played very well here for the Montague Wildcats, giving it his all, trying to make things happen.
Running back Adam Baird has gotten their leading rusher has gotten some big yards this year. I think he's played through some injuries. Actually, Montague has played through some injuries this year,
yes.
And you're not gonna get to game number 9 without getting some dings and bruises. And certainly Montague has put, not to make an excuse for them, but that certainly has been a factor in their season.
Yeah, it certainly has. And I tell you what, when you got all these kids in the training room, and a lot of them are your starters, and not only starters, but two-way guys.
Right.
Makes it difficult to have that winning season.
Talked about their receiving core. You got Paul Olson and Owen Peterson. Isaac Jarka comes out there as well. Now, Jarka, don't know, he's not going to start. He was a scratch. He originally was on the starting lineup, but he's been battling through some injuries, and that's a shame. Remember when that young man came up his first year, and I think he had 9 or 10 interceptions, and he was just a ball hawk. They wound up going to a state championship game over at Ford Field, and ever since then, it's kind of been a battle of injuries with that young man. It's really been tough for him to get through the last 2 years, really.
Yeah, and you were correct. When he was a sophomore, you thought, boy, the future's so bright for that young man. He had 9 interceptions that year in that championship season and played so well. Just did a great job tackling. But you're right, the injury bug has really hit him and hit him hard, and it's kind of limited what he can do throughout the last 2 seasons.
And a guy that's just like that, Owen Peterson. Remember, he came up as a young man, a part of that state championship team, going to Ford Field and all of that. And he's really, the last 2 years, has had to battle through some injuries.
Yep, Brassfield's another one that came up as a sophomore. He hasn't battled through the injuries as much, but he certainly has played so well here the last 3 years here. Rodney Brassfield, that 6'1", 224-pound senior, and from Montague.
Their big guy up front before we go to the national anthems, Silas Jancic, like 99 tackles. This guy's just a monster in the middle.
Oh, he's 5'8". He's 199 pounds of pretty much all pure muscle. And I'll tell you what, he's a weightlifting phenom. And also Joel Booth is another one.
Right.
Winkleman out there. Owen Powers, the center. Those guys doing a great job. And Rodney Brassfield tonight, once again, he'll be the left guard tonight.
Looks like we are going to get set here pretty soon for the national anthem, it looks like.
I think they're going to wait till the clock runs down, to be honest with you.
Is that what?
And that's 50 seconds yet.
Okay, so we got a little bit of time.
Assistant coaches here.
Yeah. We know
Justin Dennett,
Yep.
Randy Mickelson, Brad Francis, Dan French, Brian, I think it's Jackal.
Jacob,
Daniel Panetta, Joe Marsh. There's a Marsh. Steve Darka and Brock Jarka.
Yep, there you go.
For Kerry Harger's Oakridge Eagles,
Sure.
Of course, Kerry Harger. Tim Parker, Nate Danachek, Tom Van Heest, Roger Daly, Kyle Huck, and David Randall.
One of the fabulous Huck brothers, as you say, right?
Absolutely. They were in Grant and they left. Yeah, Tim Parker, his son's at the Naval Academy.
There you go. Yeah.
So shout out to him.
Is this the last year he's there? Do you know?
And then I wrote it down. I just don't have it on this paper. He gets commissioned to, he has a 5-year commitment after that. He already knows where he's going. I just forgot.
Fantastic. Well, he's got one up on us because we have no idea where we're going.
Right.
We do know we're going down to the field for the national anthem here on CatchMark SportsNet. There you have it, the national anthem, and we're just about ready to start this contest here at Townsend Field in Montague. Great colors along the line as the sun was setting there. Get a chance to kind of get our own little color tour up here. I was telling Cal, I said, as far as colors go, this place and Ravenna, I think, are probably the two, just because the simple fact is we look across the field. You see that the vegetation and the forest over there a little bit, so you get a chance to see the colors in the trees.
Yeah, my wife and I the last 2 weekends have gone on color tours, Saturday and Sunday. We're heading back out again this weekend at some day, or one of the days. I'm just not sure which day we're going yet. Going to take a ride probably up to Kalakaska. Probably going to be Sunday maybe.
Well, this game here, like we said, kind of a tale of two teams going in opposite directions, although for Montague, a lot at stake. I mean, really, you could say their playoff life is at stake. Now, there is some thought that even with a loss with their points that they could get into the playoffs, but with a win, they definitely would get in with less than a stellar record. And, you never want to be backing into the playoffs. We always talk about that, getting some momentum. And you certainly don't want to lose another one and be going, 4 games in a row or 4-game losing streak or something like that going into the playoffs. Now, granted, yes, you're in there possibly, but still, you want to be gaining some momentum. You want to be feeling good about yourself, and this is really a big game for them tonight.
It certainly is for both teams. And
right.
Kerry Harger right now, especially Kerry Harger's going, okay, because this is always a hard-hitting game.
Right.
Kerry's looking at this, okay, we got to get in here. From Kerry's point of view,
sure.
We got to get in here. We got to jump on these guys. We got to get ahead. I got to get my starters out. I got to get my subs in because I got to keep everybody healthy because we could make a playoff run.
Right.
And these are just like trap games, where everybody thinks Oakridge is going to win. Montague's, they're down this year. And I'll tell you right now, the most nervous guy in this whole area is Kerry Harger.
Yeah.
Because he wants to get in. He wants to get the win. He wants to keep everybody healthy. He does not need one of his premier players going down.
No, that's a great point. So,
what's that? That was a great point.
Yeah.
Wow, 28 years I waited for that.
Yeah. And in another 28 years, you might get another one.
Okay, all right.
It's going to be Montague kicking off to Oakridge. It looks like number 7, Zach Henderson, senior, 5'6", 161-pounder, getting ready to tee it up. And
I'll get you a number.
Yeah, back deep.
34.
That's going to be Trevor Jones. He's the deepest of the deep backs. And Henderson puts his foot into it, and it is going back and into the end zone for a touchback. So it'll be 1st and 10 from the 20-yard line. So 80 yards away will be where the Oakridge Eagles will put it into play here. Fresh 12 minutes on the clock here. So no 11:55 stuff.
11:55.
Right?
You're going, what is that? I'll guarantee you, it seems like 7 out of 10 times after a kickoff, when we start the game, 11:55 is the magic number.
Although, since Cal has mentioned that, I don't think we've hit it once.
No, we did.
Did we?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep, we did.
Oh, yeah, it was the second half of a game,
Yeah, it was
wasn't
the second half.
There
yes.
you go. All right. All right, out of the shotgun is Matt Danachek. Looking over to the sidelines. He's got Trevor Jones standing next to him. 2 wideouts left side, 1 wideout right side. Maybe changing up the play here a little bit. Calling at the line based on the defense. Oh, a little high snap, had to bobble, and now he's just running for his life. He's up across the 20, up to the 25-yard line and out of bounds. Nice run for 5 yards, just trying to preserve his livelihood there.
Yeah, I tell you what, Michael Moore doing a nice job of forcing him out of bounds. Michael Moore, 5'8", 169-pounder. Linebacker doing a good job of running him out of bounds, coming down that line of scrimmage. But, wow, that could have been disaster if that snap would have been about a foot higher.
2nd down and 5. Just underway, 11:42 in this first quarter. First possession of the game for Oakridge. Against 2 wideouts to either side. Jones a single setback. Out of the shotgun is Danachek. Man in motion now. That's going to be Chris Knapp. He's going to take the jet sweep around the left side. Knapp is up to the 27-yard line. Gain of a couple, but a nice tackle over there by
Dakari Williams.
Yeah.
6 foot, 151-pounder. He's a senior, doing a great job sliding down that line of scrimmage, wrapping him up, bringing him down. Nice solo tackle by Dakari Williams.
A late addition to the starting lineup as Isaac Jarko was originally penciled in, but Williams penciled in at the last minute, and he already makes his presence felt.
Yes, sir.
All right, it's going to be 3rd down and 3, 11 minutes left here in this first quarter. Danachek back out of the shotgun, same set, 2 wides to either side, Jones in the backfield. Danachek now steps up, fires it. He's got Evan Millard one-on-one, and it's going to be knocked away. Great defensive play there by number 26. That's Michael Moore to contest that all the way.
Tell you what, Danachek did a nice job throwing that ball in the air. He almost threw that into that teeth of the wind.
Right.
That was a great thrown ball there by Danachek. Good defense here by the Montague Wildcats.
That is a great point. And the second great point of the night is the wind. We're in here, so we don't really know it, but it does make a difference.
Mm-hmm.
The flag wrapped around, although it looks like it's died down a little bit. But boy, when we were coming in here, we said this might not be a good day to be passing. 4th down and 3, ball at the 27.
Or punting.
Or punting or kicking, right? Looks like they're going to go for it, or at least they're setting up that way. Now, Danicek is the punter, so he can punt out of this. And he's going to drop back. And puts his foot into it, and it is going to hit on the Montague side of the field and go out of bounds right around the 38-yard line. So 1st and 10 for Montague at their own 38 with 10:40 left here in this first quarter.
Guess what? I can see the scoreboard tonight.
First
time in the last 3 weeks.
And the whole field, right?
Yeah.
I think the last 3 games, right? No scoreboard and no end of the field, right?
But John's the most important one here, so we know we have to cater to John.
Yeah. Or the game gets awful quiet for 30 yards.
Yes. Kansas City already up on Grant 8-0. 9:58 left to go first quarter. John?
Okay. Kansas City trying to right the ship after a couple of rough weeks.
Oh, boy, they did have a couple of rough weeks.
Back to passes. Gall fires it over here. Williams has it. He's up to the 45-yard line, so that's going to be a gain of about, 6 yards there?
Yep. Primer in on that stop defensively, wrapping them up, bringing them down, or tripping them up, bringing them down.
Actually, they started this drive on the 40, so it will be a gain of 5 as they get down to up to the 45-yard line. So Dakari Williams having a big part in the game early.
It's a big drive right here for Montague. See if they can get some points on the board.
Gall has trouble with the snap, and now let's see. Oakridge says they have it. Let's see what the officials say. And the officials say Oakridge has it. Oh, man. A muffed handoff between Chase Gall and Adam Baird. And Oakridge has it 1st and 10 at the 45 of Montague.
I think they're putting it down at 48.
They are.
But
yep, they are going to put it up. Give them up to the 48-yard line.
10:05.
Yep. 1st and 10. So, man.
Boy, an opportunity. Montague just wasted a good opportunity.
This is Danicek going to hand off to Trevor. Trevor, nothing up the middle, tries to kick it around the outside, but great pursuit there by that Montague defense.
Silas is over there along with number 51. That's Joel Booth. Also Adam Baird in on that stop. Also no yardage on that one. 2nd
down and 10. I think you're going to be mentioning the name Silas Jancic on defense quite a bit.
Yes.
This guy is just a horse. Leads the league in tackles. I think 99 going into this game.
I believe he set a national weightlifting record last year for his weight and his age.
Out of the shotgun is Danicek. Man in motion. And it is going to be Danicek back to pass. Looking to his right, fires it. He's got a man open, and it's caught for a touchdown. That is going to be a 47-yard touchdown pass from Danicek to Chris Knapp.
Yep.
Hit Chris Knapp in stride, and that's how quick Oakridge can hurt you.
Just like that, and a breakdown there by Montague's defense as Knapp was wide open.
So right now, Montague will do some soul searching and say, whose man was that? Let's see.
Yep. Started the drive at 10:05. They score at 9:15.
Does not take them long.
No, it does not.
And remember, they go for 2 points, even though it looks like they've got a decent kicker in Ryan Cribbins, right? I mean, we kind of scratched our heads at that. But you do what you do, right?
Yes, sir.
Going for the 2-point conversion. Danicek out of the shotgun, 3 wides to the right side. And now a pass over the middle. It's caught by Evan Miller for a 2-point conversion. And Oakridge has it going here. The sophomore, Evan, just a sophomore. Great future for him. It's 8-0. Oakridge on top of Montague.
Who did you say caught that? Olsen?
Evan Miller.
Evan Miller.
Yep.
Thank you.
Give us a chance to talk about one of our fine sponsors. How about Scheid Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling? Probably don't need to worry about the cooling anymore, but now it's more like the heating time of the season. Over 35 years of experience, our technicians provide honest personal service for you and your family, business, or home. They value the trust you place in them, and they're fully licensed and insured to provide you with a complete peace of mind. They're located at 990 Industrial Park Drive, Whitehall, or give them a call, 231-894-9760.
Okay, checking scores, and Rick Hickman's been a little quiet yet so far tonight. Arlene has been quiet. Maybe
I know,
some of the
yeah.
games we've been.
Yeah, well, Arlene was really quiet. We gave her the week off. Now she's forgotten how to work, maybe. Onside kick. Oakridge trying to change it up here a little bit, and it's recovered by Montague. Number 50 falls on it, James Cloud. And so Montague will have it 1st and 10. And, boy, a turnover. Kind of reminiscent, I was talking to Eric Greiner, and in, their game last week against Manistee, had scoop and score against them on the first play from scrimmage. Well, this wasn't the first play from scrimmage, but the second play from scrimmage, a turnover that leads to a touchdown. So the turnovers have been costly to Montague.
And you're not going to win ball games if you keep turning the ball over.
Nope, hand off to Baird, and Baird falls forward. He's up to the 38-yard line. It's going to be 2nd down. We're going to give him up to the 40, actually, it looks like.
Brody Jennings in there, that junior, making that defensive stop here for the Oakridge Eagles.
Brody Jennings leading the Oakridge Eagles in tackles. So
is he? Thank you.
Got the Jancic and Jennings angle.
Okay.
Both
the J
leaders.
and J.
Yeah, both leaders on their teams defensively playing a big part here early. 2nd down, 6 yards to go. Ball at the 39. They're going to call it. Kyle passes, and it's caught right at the 1st down marker there by number 8. That is going to be Paul Olson. And the veteran gets it up close to midfield, so it'll be 1st and 10 for Montague.
Well, he made 4 guys miss.
Yeah.
Literally, but
Right.
made 4 guys miss before Primer, and I think it was maybe Bean coming in and making that stop.
So first for the Wildcats, 1st and 10, ball at the 48, just inside Oakridge territory, 8-0, Oakridge on top. Hand off to Adam Baird. Baird breaking a tackle, or trying to, as he gets down to the 45-44-yard line, and he is stopped there.
Bean over there along with Trevor Jones. Doing a good job wrapping them up, bringing them down. North Muskegon 7, Shelby nothing.
Okay.
Here comes Rick Hickman. Reed City 8, Cadillac nothing.
You must have woke him up, right?
Yeah.
He heard Rick and thought Rita was yelling at him. Back to pass is Gowell. He's got a man, and just leads him just a little bit too far. That was Olson again. Olson just a fingertip away from a possible score there, Cal.
Bryson Stevenson, the Oakridge player, with that defensive coverage. And Olson had about, a half a step on him, maybe, yeah.
Right idea, just couldn't make the connection. It's going to be 3rd down and 5. Ball at the 43 of Oakridge, 7:44 left here in this first quarter.
And
8-0 Montague on top.
And
I'm sorry, Oakridge on top.
You're fine. I'm thinking this is 2-down territory here for the Montague Wildcats. Got another score after this one.
Out of the shotgun is Gowell, and he is going to hand off to Baird. Baird is twisting and turning and breaks free down to the 34-yard line, and he does have the 1st down. So Adam Baird doing a great job there, all by his lonesome.
Tell you what, we have Stevenson and Brody Jennings wrapping them up, bringing them down. Adam Baird, young man, you're running hard tonight. Great job.
Yeah,
his shoulders are square, legs are turning. Good job out there.
Originally stopped short of the 1st down, but boy, then he kicked it found another gear. 1st and 10, ball at the 33. A big drive here for Montague early. They already trail 8-0. And it is a handoff again to Baird. He's going to try around the left side. Can he turn the corner? And he does to a point. He gets to the 30-yard line before he is escorted out of bounds.
Elizondo escorts him out of bounds. And he's going to pick up about 3 yards, sets up a 2nd and 7. 7:04 left to go here, first quarter. Oakridge 8, Montague nothing, but they are driving here. CatchMark Sports.
Very important for a lot of reasons. I mean, I'm stating the obvious of getting a score here if you're Montague. And here's a little tap, fingertip handoff to Williams, and Dakari Williams fights his way down to the 25-yard line. He's got to get about to the 24 for a 1st down, between the 24 and 23.
Stevenson again leading the charge here defensively for the Oakridge Eagles. Got a score.
Okay.
Manistee draws first blood versus Fremont, 7-0.
Okay. Mr. Mansfield saying, "Oh no, not again."
Not again.
I don't think that will be a blowout. I could be wrong. And it's a handoff again up to Baird, and Baird is going to be stopped short and actually loses a half yard, so it's going to be 4th down and a long 2, maybe 3.
Primer's there, Jones is there, and number 77, Dakota Smith, there's also there to help make that stop. Welcome in Officer JV.
Oh, okay. Here.
I see the light.
He saw the light.
I see the light. My partner turned the light on for me. Last game of the 22nd year, the regular season. He's been involved with high school football.
And this is going to be a handoff to Baird. Baird bullying his way down inside the 25.
Tell you what, and Oakridge is saying their ball, and they held him on that
fourth down, didn't they? Yeah, he got in the area, but not close enough. So the Oakridge defense holds the line, and they have it 1st and 10 at their own 24-yard line with 5:28 left in the first quarter.
5:28.
Yep. Boy, that was huge. You just felt that Montague had to get something going there.
I am with you.
And now the defense is called on. You don't want to fall 2 scores down here.
You said that's on the 19th?
Yeah, it's on the 24th.
24?
24, yeah. All right, Danachek now. He's got Jones standing next to him. Was it 2 wides to the one side, and it's a handoff to Jones up the middle, and Jones is dragging some folks with him as he gets across the 25 to the 26-yard line.
Well, I tell you what, we got somebody in there, great defensive line penetration. I want to get a number on that. Big old number 72. That's Winkleman.
Mm-hmm.
Winkleman did a nice job of fighting off a block and getting in there and getting that wrap up on that tackle. Nice job by Joel Winkleman.
So it's going to be 2nd down and 7, coming up on 5 minutes left in the first quarter.
Silas is in there later, but Joel was the one that kind of blew that up.
2 wides left, 1 wide right, and a handoff again to Jones. Up the middle, Jones is up to the 30. He falls forward at the 32-yard line, it looks like. He's got to get to the 34 for a first.
Silas is in there again. Imagine that. Griner, I think, also maybe is in there. And once again, Winkleman.
So it's going to be 3rd down and 2. Ball at the 31-yard line. You've got Knapp slot left side out here wide, slot right side. Wide to the right side is Evan Miller. And then you got 2 wideouts wide to the left side.
21 and 4 way out the left side.
Okay, 4 would be Ty Maitland, and 21 would be Lorenzo Garcia. Thank you. In motion comes Knapp. Back to pass is Danachek. Here comes a rush, little dump-off pass, and he gets it to Peterson, I believe. Or, no, that's Jones. I'm sorry. Jones is up to the 50. He's inside Montague territory to the 45-yard line. Actually, they're going to give him to about the 44, it looks like.
He tripped over the 45-yard line. He juked a couple of guys there defensively, then actually kind of got caught up on that right on the 45 and went down.
Boy, that's some fast thinking there by Danachek. He's feeling that rush.
2 guys.
Yeah, he's feeling that rush, and then he winds up just that little dump-off screen pass and gets a 1st down. 1st and 10 at the 44-yard line. Danachek up under center, but he's just going back now. He's got, 3 wides to the left, 1 wide to the right. And it's going to be a handoff to Jones. Jones getting what he can, but good pursuit there by the interior line of the Montague Wildcats.
Adam Baird slices right through there, and then he gets a little help from Michael Moore, but Baird doing a nice job fighting off a block, gets in there, hits him first, wraps him up, waits for more, but Adam Baird offensively, defensively playing an incredible game tonight.
Going to be 2nd down and 8, ball at the 42 of Montague. 8-0, Oakridge on top. They're going for more here. The Montague defense trying to dig in to keep this from getting too far up one-sided.
And this is an Oakridge game, isn't it? Run.
Right.
A couple passes in there. Look at 2:40 left to go in the first quarter.
Right.
This clock's just ticking down.
2 wides either side. Single setback will be Jones. Out of the shotgun again is Matt Danachek, the senior. In motion comes Knapp, and Knapp is, it's going to be a keeper by Danachek. Danachek faked the jet sweep, and boy, pulled down, a big loss there. That was number 25, Michael Moore, coming in to say, Mr. Danachek, no, you don't.
Yeah, and I tell you what, was that Michael Moore? Or was
it was 25.
That's River Charka.
Thank you, River Charka.
Yeah, and somebody had him in the backfield, and it wasn't Silas, so sat him in the backfield, and he slipped away from him.
So big play there by River Charka.
Mm-hmm.
River is just a sophomore.
Tell you what, they lost a yard, did they not?
Yeah, they did. It's third and 11. Third and 11, yeah. Ball is at the 45, so big defensive stand here for Montague with 1:46 left. Do not want to fall any farther behind. Danachek now. Looks like he's changing up the play. 3 wides left, 1 wide right. Now he's going to be back to pass, rolling to his left, being pursued by Baird. Baird has a hand on him, but he gets away, but not from the second man, as he is brought down all the way back to the 45, back in Oakridge territory.
Isaac French, the freshman. Isaac French, number 55 out there. Wait, hold on. My bad. Yeah, Isaac French made that stop, I think. Or did I miss that? Did I miss that somehow?
No, I think you got it.
Okay.
I was wondering if they were calling a flag on there or something. I saw the official doing something, but it's going to be 4th down and 21 punting situation. But I'll tell you, Baird was a guy that almost had Jancic trapped even farther back. High snap, brought down by Danicek. Danicek is going to hit the, he's going to be a worm burner, going to roll all the way right around the 20-yard line where he'll be downed right there. So it'll be 1st and 10 for Montague at the 20. They still trail 8-0, but the defense came up to kind of stop the hemorrhaging there a little bit. So let's see if they can get a offensive drive going here.
And they're putting that on the 20, you said?
Looked like it. Yep, right on the 20. 42 seconds left in this first quarter.
24-0. 5:29 left to go in the first quarter. Kent City over Grant. We have fatal errors again.
Hey, Kent City's found somebody they can beat again, right?
Yes.
Here's a pass. It's intended for Isaiah Atchison. He goes up high and brings it down. Boy, using that, 6'7" frame that he has out there. 183 pounds. They needed all of that as he went up high. That's the weapon that Isaiah poses, is his height. And it's 1st and 10 near midfield.
Brought down by Danicek, but I tell you what, Isaiah climbing the ladder.
Yeah.
He was already 6'7", then he goes up in the air and gets that, wraps it up, brings it down, hangs on tightly.
Well,
nice job.
Such a weapon. And this is Adam Baird almost breaking it. He's going to get all the way up to the 45-yard line, again, inside Oakridge territory. So Montague kicking up their heels here a little bit.
How about that offensive line here from Montague? Brassfield out there tonight making the start at left guard, Joel Booth. Silas Jancic and Joe Winkleman and Owen Peterson.
First quarter comes to an end with Oakridge up 8-0, but Montague looking sharp here, and this is what Montague needed. I mean, you've lost 3 games in a row, and I believe it's 3 games. Mm-hmm. It seems like it anyhow.
Two I know for sure.
2 I know for sure. Yeah.
But I got a boatload of scores here if you want them.
Okay.
You want them?
Go right ahead.
North Muskegon 14, Shelby nothing. Reed City 8, Cadillac nothing. Elma 6, Big Rapids nothing. Muskegon Catholic Central 7, Tri-County nothing. Ravenna 7-0 over Hart. Manistee 7-0 over Fremont. Kent City 16-0 over Grant. The Muskegon Shores.
Yeah.
Who do you think's leading?
You know what? I'm going to say Shores because Muskegon plays from behind.
Muskegon has the lead 6-0.
Oh, wow. Okay.
I think that was going to catch everybody off guard.
Yeah.
North Muskegon 7, Shelby nothing.
All right.
So I want to thank you, Arlene and Rick Hickman.
Keeping us updated on what's going on here. Yeah, Montague, I'll tell you what, right now you can see they got a little pep in their step. They've been down the last few weeks, and they just need something good to happen. They got to, stay in this one here. I mean, again, stating the obvious. But you don't want to be falling down too far here. Back to pass goes Chase Gall. Fires it. He's got Olsen, and Olsen had it, and then he didn't have it. Good, chalk it up to some tight defense there by number 22. That is Bryson Stevenson. Mm-hmm. And he's just a sophomore. So youth is served here on the football field, Cal.
Absolutely. Just that soft 6 foot, 168 pounds.
We understand that there is a freshman group football players from Montague that everybody's kind of high on these guys coming up at some point here?
Freshmen and the 8th graders, both.
Okay. So it's hang in there, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right, it's 3rd down and 5. Back to passes Gall over here to Atchison. Atchison has it, and he's hit right away. Now it's going to be interesting. No, he got away, and he's got the first down. Boy, I gave up on it. I was thinking he might have caught it up near the first down, and I thought maybe his forward progress would give him that, but he got launched back, and then he broke a tackle, and he does get the first down up to the 35-yard line. Isaiah Atchison, how about that? He wasn't going to be denied, Cal.
Incredible job because he's tall, he's lanky. He's not like Silas out there that's all muscle.
No.
Nice job by Atchison to bust that tackle. I'm with you. I thought he was going down.
First and 10, handoff to Baird, and Baird getting the second wind as he's inside the 30, down to about the 27-yard line. And he is in the conversation for a first down. He's going to be a little bit shy, maybe a yard or so.
Stevenson wrapping him up, bringing him down, but not before Baird gets 9 yards.
How about this Montague team, huh?
They got a little fight in them. Good to see.
Second down and 2, ball at the 27-yard line. 11 minutes left here in this first half. Gall's going to hand off again to Baird. Baird twisting and turning across the 25. He has the first down to about the 23-yard line. So I'll tell you, Montague got down inside Oakridge territory before their drive came to an end here, so they got to keep it going.
Riley Bean and Primer in on that stop. Bean a senior and Primer a junior.
Austin Cook's going to come in to give Baird a rest at the running back. 2 wideouts to the right side, 2 wideouts left. Austin Cook in at running back, Chase Gall at quarterback. And Gall's going to pass one in the direction of Olson, leads him too far. It's going to be incomplete. It's going to be second down and 10 with 10:20 left in this first half.
Defensive coverage right there by Stevenson. Nice job, though, to kind of stretch that Oakridge defense.
Right. Playoff situation Oakridge is in. They're looking to gather all the points they can to continue to host. They likely will host the first week. According to Snooze, I believe it's Shepherd is on the agenda, but we'll see how that all plays out. Here's a pass over your right side. I don't know if it was tipped.
It was.
It looked like
absolutely.
it was. So it's going to be third down and 10 yards to go. But
not sure who was in there. I was watching the line play, then I just peripheral vision that I have.
Sure.
Eat my carrots. And caught it out of the corner of my eye that got tipped.
But Montague, again, with a win here, they definitely would be in the playoffs. And even with a loss, the mathematics might be in their favor. Pass over the middle and intended for Atchison. It's going to be incomplete. He had a collision there with
Danachek.
Was it? Okay, Danachek.
And he's lucky that pass did not get picked off. Danachek was right there with it. That was one of those. I think both guys were going for the ball.
Also getting up slowly is number 24, Julian Primer. So he was in on it as well. Okay, now here you are again, Cal. 4th and 10 from the 24. This is where their drive stalled last time.
Boy, that's such a good-looking drive. And then
I know.
Yeah.
Doesn't take long, does it? Back to pass is Gall. Here comes the rush, and Gall is going to go down as he is brought down by number 2, Wyatt Douglas.
Wyatt Douglas, senior, 6 foot, 190-pound defensive back. Doing a great job wrapping him up, bringing him down from behind. Wyatt Douglas, great job.
Well, Montague, like you said, marching down the field, looking like old times, and then it all went downhill as fast as it went uphill.
We have a fumble and then 2 overrun downs there so far for Montague.
First and 10 now for Oakridge at the 29, their own 29. 10:07 left here in this first half. 2 wideouts here to the left side. One wide out and 1 tight in the slot to the right side. And it's going to be a handoff to Trevor Jones, and Jones has got some baggage on his back there as he fights for maybe a yard or 2.
Baird was there, 67 and 70. Winkleman was there. Must be Silas was the other one.
Winkleman, he's a big boy, 297 pounds. That'll slow you down if you're Trevor Jones, right? Got that knapsack on your back. Second down and 8, ball at the 31-yard line.
Montague is a 67 that we don't have. Because I thought it was 67. It is 67.
Is it? Okay, maybe we'll check with that over it. Back to pass. Goes Danachek. Fires it over here to the left side. That's Maitland. Maitland brings it up to the 40-yard line, and he will have a first down for the Oakridge Eagles.
You know what? You know what I'm thinking?
What are you thinking?
I know it scares you.
Yeah.
That's Rodney Brassfield. I'm betting you it's Rodney Brassfield.
You know what? I think you're right, because remember that he had that situation where he wound up switching jerseys, right? Because he's a guard.
Yes.
Yeah, he's 6 on the right. Yeah, I think you're absolutely right.
Hesperia 8, Holton nothing. There's your answer on Hesperia. They are playing.
Okay. What was the score? I heard I heard they're playing. I just didn't hear the score. Sorry.
I can't even remember because 8
to
nothing.
Right.
8 to nothing. 8 to nothing. There we go.
That used to be a big rivalry back in the old Newaygo County Athletic Association. First and 10, ball at the 40. Out of the shotgun, Danachek, man in motion. This is Lorenzo Garcia. It's a keeper by Danachek. He's got a first down. He is at the 45, or he is tackled by Chase Gowell. Quarterback to quarterback there.
Well, I tell you what, that offensive line here from Oakridge, that's a huge hole. You have Lowry at the center. The guards are going to be Bean and Johnson, the tackles, Watson and Joza. Boy, I tell you what, Danachek had I'll get it out in a minute. Huge hole. Huge hole he could run through.
Buell, that's kind of like big and huge at the same time. Yeah. First and 10, ball at the 44.
Go ahead, I got one after this one.
All right, Danachek out of the shotgun, and he's looking to his right. Fires. It's got a man wide open over there. That is Evan Miller. Miller has it at the 40. He's down to about the 37-yard line, so he's going to be about 3 yards shy of a first down.
More over there, and somebody else in there makes that stop. We have a score. Ravenna 7, Hart nothing. And I thought I seen that Muskegon also is trailing now 7-6. I got to try to find that one back.
All right, it's going to be second down, 3 yards to go. Ball at the 37-yard line. Man in motion. And it's going to be a keeper by Danachek. Oh, he eludes a would-be tackler, and he has got the first down and more. He is down to about the 25. Well, you're going to say he stepped out before the 25 at about the 27-yard line, but it'll be enough for a first down.
Yeah, Silas over there forcing them to go out of bounds. Fruitport 8, Holland Christian nothing. Puffer 14, Lansing Everett nothing. Shores 7, Muskegon 6.
That is a big heavyweight battle over there in the Shores.
Yes, sir. Manistee scores again 14-0.
Boy, the backstory in that Mona Shores Muskegon game. You got Shane and Matt, both coached under Coach Tony Anise, who were both assistants under Anise when he was at Muskegon. Mm-hmm. Both of them have coached head coach at Muskegon, and now they're doing battle. Handoff up the middle. This is Trevor Jones, and Jones that second effort getting him a few more yards.
Silas was the first one there. Baird was there, also number 26. That's more in on that stop.
It's going to be 2nd and 6, ball at the 23, 6:31 left here in this first half.
Grant now down 24-0 at Kent City, end of the first quarter.
8-0, Oakridge leading here. They're looking for more. Can the Montague defense come up big and put in another stop?
The clock just keeps ticking away, doesn't it?
Yeah, we're going to – this might be getting close to delay.
Nope, not yet.
Not yet. I don't see the count on yet. Danachek out of the shotgun. 2 wides to either side. Single setback. Now the 5-second count. Danachek looking to his left. Fires it over here. It is caught at the 20-yard line. Little juke move down to the 15. And Oakridge has it. That is going to be number 21. That'll be Garcia, Lorenzo Garcia. He has another first down for Oakridge.
Paul Olson doing a nice job wrapping him up, bringing him down. I want you to notice something when Danachek throws the ball.
Yeah.
The front end of the ball always seems to be pointing down. I've noticed that those last few passes, instead of like flying flat, the front end is like moving. It's down.
Okay.
And it's like that's that just kind of looks. It just looks a little crazy.
3 wideouts right side, 1 wideout left. Danachek out of the shotgun. 1st and 10 at the 15-yard line of Montague. Oakridge with the ball. Danachek looks to his left, fires it in the corner of the end zone for Maitland. Maitland has it for a touchdown. Got the jump ball over Chase Gowell and took it away. And Maitland has a touchdown, 15-yard touchdown pass from Danachek to Maitland.
That one flew just fine.
Yep. Danachek looks to his left, fires it in the corner of the end zone for Maitland. Maitland has it for a touchdown.
Okay.
Got the jump ball over Chase Gowell
and
took it away.
This
And Maitland has the
right. Started the drive at 10:07. They score at 5:07. 5 minutes off the clock. They go 71 yards. Isn't that Oakridge football?
It is. Going for the 2-point conversion. Man in motion. And looking to his right, pass a little slant in, and it is a 2-point conversion. I believe that is Evan Miller.
Number 7.
Yep, so Miller, a 2-point conversion is good. So it's 14-0 with 5:07 left in this first half.
That's the second time tonight they've done that.
So, Oakridge at times just looks like they're world beaters that nobody can stop them.
Whitehall.
But fortunately, you don't have to. Yeah, Whitehall this year. Yeah. You're right. They want to mention Grieve Law. They specialize in divorce situations. So when that unfortunate time comes up in your life, check them out. They offer affordable legal services for estate planning, probate, trust administration, maybe that time of divorce, Medicaid eligibility, a lot of different stuff. They consider them. They're located at 2320 Lake Avenue, North Muskegon, or give them a call for a consultation at 231-571-0757.
Fruitport 8, Holland Christian nothing. Shores 7, Muskegon 6. Ravenna 7, Hart 0. Just trying to get the ones that.
Sure.
Muskegon Catholic 7-0 over Tri-County. Okay.
Cribbins puts his foot into it for Oakridge, and it is fielded there at the 15, up to the 20, 25, breaking free up to the 40, up to the 45-yard line for Montague is number 8, Paul Olson, and excellent field position for the Montague Wildcats. Well, Montague has got it pretty well mastered from 40 to about 20, and then things go slow for them. Actually come to a screeching halt for them.
Yeah, they've gone fumble and over and downs twice.
So it's going to be 1st and 10 ball at the 45-yard line of Montague. 5 minutes left, and Oakridge up 16 to nothing. I think we said 14 to nothing, but it was 16 with that those 2-point conversion.
5 minutes exactly. Okay.
See what Chase Gall and company can do. He's got Baird back as his lone running back. They've tightened up the formation here, brought the wide receivers in tight. And it's a handoff to Baird up the middle. Baird, he lost the ball, and Oakridge says they have it, and they do. Oh, my goodness. Second fumble tonight by the Montague Wildcats, and you just cannot do that against anybody, but especially against a team like Oakridge.
Yeah, I tell you what, they are just letting Oakridge they're shooting themselves in the foot over and over.
And right now, if you're Montague, you got to watch the head hanging right now. I mean, they were feeling pretty good about themselves here just a little while ago, moving the ball, and now all of a sudden they've hit a valley here. So this is a key time in the game. You're down 16 to nothing, certainly not insurmountable, but if you're going to pout and you're going to feel sorry for yourself and give up another quick score, then it gets to be a world of hurt.
Yes, sir.
So you got to. If you're Montague's end of the field, you got to dig down and come up big. Here's a pass. Oh, over left side. Over to Chris Knapp, and Chris Knapp almost caught that twice.
I got it. I got it.
Oh, that's my water over there. Can you grab that for me? Okay, thank you.
Just trying to steal your water.
Yeah, I see that.
Oh, let me see who we got. Hesperia. Central Montcalm 14, Lakeview nothing. Oh. And nothing really new.
Okay. 2nd down and 10. Ball at the 45-yard line. Danachik out of the shotgun. He's got Evans and or Miller, I should say. Evan Miller and Chris Knapp over far side. 2 wide receivers here near side. Danachik looking to the right side. Passes over the head of Miller. And that'll be incomplete. It'll be 3rd and 10.
River Jarka out there with the coverage defensively here for the Montague Wildcats.
As we said, Oakridge has their ticket punched into the postseason. Just a matter of where they're going to host or not. Chances are they will. Right now, going into, according to Snooze, they're the top seed in their particular their end of the bracket. And Montague, a must-win, but there's a chance. And there's a pass in the. Did he catch it? He did. Went out of bounds. Yep. That was Miller right at the first down sticks.
Mm-hmm. And I tell you what, River Jarka had coverage, went to cut to go with him, John, and slipped and fell down.
So it's going to be 1st and 10 for Oakridge. To finish my thought, going in, even though they've only won 3 games this year, with a win, Montague would still be into the playoffs. And even some figure with the mathematics, a loss, they still could get in. So we'll wait and see. Mm-hmm. Of course, they'll have the selection show on Bally Sports, 6 o'clock on Sunday. Here's a keeper by Danachik. He's down to the 20, moving people. He's at the 15. He's at the 10. He's down to the 5, still on his feet, and he is going to go down right at the 5-yard line. But Matt Danachik, Adam Baird, one of the tacklers there.
Offensive line once again, Watson, Bean, Lowry, Johnston, Joseph, opening up a big hole for him to run through. And then once he got into that secondary, it was all Danacek, was it not?
It was. It's going to be first and goal from the 5, 3:47 left here. And Oakridge knocking on the door again, Cal.
And that clock just keeps on running, does it not?
It does.
Gary Hargan, this is Oakridge. I just love this. This is Oakridge football.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what they do. Got Jones, a single setback, 2 wideouts to either side. And look, again, that little slant over the middle, again intended for Evan Miller. And that's been working so well, but it would have worked that time, but Miller just couldn't find the handle.
Yeah, Jarko over there is that defensive coverage. And, Miller's quick. He's got that quickness. And Jarko's like, I just don't know which way you're going.
Right.
He makes that move and cuts on him. And, he goes to go with
him.
Jarko does, but he's so quick, and then, boom, the ball's on him.
Yeah, it's like that 10-yard slant pass that's been working for him. That's been their 2-point conversion play.
Arlene reporting Reese Puffer 21-0 now over Lansing Everett.
Okay. Cody, again, we say it every week. What a job he's done taking over that program in his first year, huh? Second and goal from the 5 with 3:21 left. Handoff up the middle. This is going to be Jones, and Jones is into the end zone for a touchdown, 5-yard touchdown run. Trevor Jones, 3:16 left in this first half, and the beat goes on now for Oakridge. It's going to be 22-0.
Soon to be possibly 24-0.
Yeah. Second and goal from the 5 with 3:21 left. This is a game that's better played up the middle. This is going to be Jones, and Jones is into the end zone for a touchdown, 5-yard touchdown run. Trevor Jones, 3:16 left in this first half.
Because Hesperia is winning.
Okay. Yeah, that doesn't happen much.
No, it doesn't. Arlene, of course, is a Hesperia graduate. Home of the Panthers.
Home of the Panthers. Going for 2. Danacek now rolls to his left. Is he going to keep it? He is, and he rumbles into the end zone for a 2-point conversion. So another 2-point conversion for Oakridge, make it 24-0 with 3:16 left in this first half.
Almost looks too easy, doesn't it, at times?
Yeah.
I hate to say it that way, but it's just like.
Yeah, they've converted, two fumbles into touchdowns.
Yep, and then they had Montague got a great drive going. Great drive. It went probably 40, 50 yards, and it stalls.
Right.
Oakridge gets the ball, goes right down the field. Oakridge has had the ball 4 times. They've scored on 3 out of the 4.
I think Montague had a couple of decent drives that stalled fairly deep inside Oakridge territory.
Well, twice they went for it on over, and you know, they've turned it over in what we call over on downs.
Sure.
They couldn't get that first down.
So Montague now having their work cut out for them, trailed 24-0 here at the half.
Yeah, this will be their 5th possession here.
Hey, Cal, have you forgotten what it's like to call a 7-point game in the fourth quarter?
Oh, have I forgot? Yeah, because
it's been a long time.
It was last year, I almost think.
This has been, and you said it last week. I mean, when you looked at the games in the beginning, I mean, we're pretty much where we wanted to be, where we thought there'd be the good matchups, and it just hasn't turned out that way except for a couple of games. This is going to be number 30 for Montague. That would be Owen Peterson.
Yep.
You know what? Owen Peterson is wearing 30 tonight, huh?
Okay.
I had him as a different number in the roster here.
Arlene reports Ravenna 13. Hart nothing first quarter.
I was wondering how that was going to go. I thought, maybe with that momentum that Hart had, I knew they were going to have their work cut out for them. But, Ravenna, a tough couple of weeks. But Justin Eagle and company are kind of digging their heels in, saying enough's enough, right? Yep. This is a handoff over here left side. That is going to be Paul Olson. Olson on the sweep is across the 35 to the 36, maybe 37-yard line.
50. Oh, get to the right roster. Riley Bean, and on that, one of them there making that stop. Nice run, though, by him. Look, he got up 6 yards on that
He
run.
did. 2nd down and 4 with 2:47 left. Oakridge up 24-0.
I think you're thinking with me, Montague needs a score this drive, do they not?
Right.
They got to get some points here.
And it's a handoff up the middle and pushing the line up to the 40-yard line, going to be about a yard shy.
Beans over there along with Primer. Sounds like a sporting goods store. Beans and Primer.
Yeah. I believe that was Austin Cook on the carry.
Okay. First down. Oh, no, 3rd down. Wait a minute. They got to get the clock right. First down.
Okay, so he did get the first down. Yeah. All right, so it's 1st and 10. Ball is at the 41-yard line of Montague. 2:09 left.
I'm at the yard marker. There you got the yard marker right.
They got that glowing yard marker. I like that.
Yes.
And it's a handoff again up the middle. Austin Cook, and he does a little somersault there.
Yeah.
Up to about, the 43-yard line, it looks like.
Yeah. Brody Jennings and Primer in there making that stop. So that's up 2nd and 8. 1:48 left to go here. 24-0 Eagles.
You got Moore and Olsen lined up on the near side here. 2 wideouts to the right side. One of them is Atchison. And back to passes Gowell. Fires, that's tipped again at the line of scrimmage, I think. It was intended for number 4. That would have been Dakari Williams.
Elizondo at the coverage over there. I like to say that name.
Going to be 3rd down and 8.
Elizondo.
3rd and 8 for Montague with 1:34 left here in this first half. 24-0 Oakridge. 2 wides either side. Gowell looking to his right, fires it. Olsen had it and dropped it. Oh, man. And
well, you don't see that very
no,
often.
You don't.
Very sure-handed player in Paul Olsen.
Right.
Got to believe he was looking up. I think he's seen a couple of Oakridge guys coming down on him.
Running before he had it, right?
Yep. Wanted to get his positioned right where he can maybe make a move and sprint away.
And they're going for it. 4th down and 8 at the 43. Movement by Oakridge, but apparently they got back. And now they're going to drop Chase Gowell back, and he's going to punt. And it's going to hit at the 25-yard line, or roll to the 25-yard line, where it'll be downed right there. So Oakridge will have it 1st and 10 at their 25 with 1:23 left in this first half, and they are up 24-0 over Montague.
All right, big question right here.
All right.
Do you try to punch another one in? Do you work on a minute 30 offense?
Yeah. No, I'm thinking, yeah. You mean work on a minute 30, try to get, yes. Yep, I don't think you set back, especially in the first half. That's just my take. I think you're as aggressive as you can be.
And I'm with you. I think he's just going to go, you know what, we got things we got to work on, or can do this against a different 11 guys than what we normally work on it.
Not to mention, you don't want Montague to start feeling good about themselves, right?
You want to
keep
the
foot on the throat. You bet. Yeah. As bad as that sounds, that's what you want to do. Back to pass is Danachek. Danachek fires it. He's got a man, and this is Garcia going up high for it. Nice effort for him. He couldn't flag it down. Olsen on the coverage is going to be incomplete.
That was a great job out there by Paul Olsen.
Almost caught it.
He did.
Yeah.
Definitely made sure he didn't catch it.
Right. So it's going to be 2nd and 10 at the 25, 1:18 left in the half.
Don't forget halftime, the one and only Scott
DeCamp, yeah.
Scotty.
All right, Danachek out of the shotgun, and, Jones is back there with him. 2 wides either side. And a handoff to Trevor Jones. And he's going to go down for a loss. Getting in there. Is that number 51?
Joel Booth.
Yeah.
5'9", 222. Joel Booth. Nice job slicing in there, wrapping them up and bringing them down. We're going to get a timeout.
Yeah, timeout called with, it's going to be 3rd down and 12. So there will be a timeout called here with 1:13 left in this first half.
Arlene reporting Ravenna 13-0 over Hart. Reese Puffer 21-0 over Everett. Lansing Everett. Now, we have not had an update from the Big Reds in a while, but we know that Mona Shores was up on them 7-6. And once again, Muskegon seems to be that second half team.
Yeah, that game played at Hackley Field. Want to say thanks to the CatchMark crew, Bill Mann, Jesse King, Matt Tarquette, Trent Alphanar, giving those long-range shots up on the roof, and also the drone when we have that out, and Scott DeCamp.
I got to be totally honest, being the duck hunter, goose hunter, I used to love to hunt.
Yeah.
I shouldn't say it, but man, it'd be fun just to grab the old trusty 12 gauge. Take a swing at one of those things flying by. See the damage it would inflict.
Oh, you mean the drone?
Shoot the drone.
Back to pass over left side is going to be incomplete. Intended for Miller, Evan Miller, on the coverage over there. I think that was number 30, Paul Olsen.
Olsen was there. Baird was there.
So
Sharka was there.
4th down situation now for Oakridge. 1:09 left. And the punting team will come on, which is Danachek. Danachek is a good punter as well. He's averaging right around 40 yards or high 30s for a punt, which is pretty doggone good at high school.
And he's going to punt with the wind.
Yeah.
So he could get a boomer off here.
One man back around between the 40 and 45. High snap brought down, and it's a little pooch kick. It's going to hit, I think, Baird, I thought, in the back of the shins, but it's going to draw, I guess not. It's going to roll all the way inside Montague territory at about the 40-yard line. So Montague will have a chance with exactly 1 minute left here. See what their 1 minute offense is like, right?
Shore is 14, Muskegon 6.
Eesh.
Ask and you shall get.
Yeah.
Right. 114.
You had breakfast with Shane. How was he feeling about the game?
Good. Optimistic. You know, they start their whole defensive line's underclassmen. Their outside linebackers underclassmen.
Plus, they got some injuries, right?
They got some injuries. He feels good about it.
Out of the shotgun is Gall. Looks to his left. It's going to be tipped down. Number 34, Trevor Jones, knocks it down.
That was almost in his hands.
It was.
That was like almost a pick six.
Intended for Dakari Williams, going to be 2nd down and 10 with 57 seconds left. Next week we'll be someplace. We will be doing the audio version, we're told, of CatchMark SportsNet during the playoffs. Back to pass here, intended for, Isaiah Atchison had to come back for it, and he does well and catches it down to the 40-yard line. Isaiah getting a little highlight reel here going tonight, isn't he?
Yeah, I tell you what, he's getting ready for next year. I mean, he's going to have a breakout season here possibly next year. Danachek with a stop. 1st
and 10 now, ball at the 40-yard line. And
we have a movement, or we have a timeout. I don't see a flag, though. I thought I seen movement on the left side of the offensive line.
Or was it just Gowell spiking the ball to stop the clock?
I thought I'd seen it before.
Did you?
North Muskegon 28. Shelby nothing in the second.
2nd down and 10, ball at the 40-yard line.
Yes.
So Gall did spike it to stop the clock. Back to passes Gall. Here comes the rush. Gall trying to elude it, and he's going to throw it, and it's going to be picked off. This one is picked off by number 24. That is
Primer,
Julian Primer, and Primer has it. So it's a 3rd turnover for Montague. The ominous sign here is that both of those turnovers have turned into scores the other way for Oakridge. However, there's only 36 seconds left. Not saying that can't happen, but.
So this is what Montague's done. Fumble over on downs, fumble, punt, interception.
Yep, you're not going to have a coach draw that up as the winning game plan, are you?
No, you are not.
1st and 10, 36 seconds left, ball at the 45-yard line, and movement by Montague, but they got back.
Yeah. Say, what 4 whiteouts there almost for
Harry
Harger's going. We're still going for it.
Empty backfield. Pass over here, right side, and it is caught over there by Garcia. Garcia has the 1st down and gets out of bounds. Helped out of bounds a little bit as he gets down to about the 38-yard line. They're going to call it the 40.
Jarka. Maybe a little bit of a late hit. Maybe not too bad. It was a long ways away. Oakridge got away with a gentle push in the back.
It's going to be 1st and 10 at the 40 now. 27 seconds left, and Oakridge has all 3 of their timeouts remaining should they choose.
And Oakridge does not have a field goal kicker, so pretty much they're going to go for.
We say that, but I'm not sold that Cribbins is not, although they never try it, right?
They don't.
So, there's a reason they don't do it, I guess. Back to pass is Danachek. Danachek is going to fire it, and it's going to be short over there. It's going to be incomplete. He had 2 guys in the area.
He had Maitland had a little bit of separation on a Montague defensive back.
I think he was thinking how he could kill 24 seconds. He almost did. It's going to be 19 seconds, 2nd and 10 from the 40. 24-0's been all Oakridge. Oakridge has cashed in on 2 turnovers.
Yep. They've scored on 4 out of 5 drives.
Yeah. Are they ready for
back? They've scored on 3 out of 5.
Ready for the playoffs, they say, huh?
Yep.
As they say. Okay.
Playoffs? What you talking about, Willis?
3 wides left, 2 wides right, empty backfield. Danachek out of the shotgun. And he's going to tuck it and run. He's up to the 35, 30, falls forward at about the 28. He's going to have another 1st down. Clock will stop with 12 seconds left.
There's that number 67, which I think now is Rodney Brassfield.
Yeah, that's right. It seemed like, Brassfield had his number 6, then they decided to move him to the line, and now I do remember that now.
67.
Yep. So it's going to be 1st and 10, timeout called by Oakridge, so they'll burn their first of 3. So when we come back, it'll be 12 seconds left, 1st and 10 from the 28-yard line.
They really do not have. Of course, Manistee, you might have heard me say 21-0 over Fremont at the half.
Okay. Want to thank Dave Dusenberry, honest, hardworking, and dependable. A Reese Puffer graduate, ex-Marine, attended Muskegon Community College, so he's all about the area. Also really involved in the community, obviously. If you've got a real estate need, certainly give them a call or a loan. 231-6, give him a call, 231-670-6253. Dave Dewsbury, Coldwell Banker.
The news.
All right, it's 12 seconds left. 1st and 10 ball at the 28. And now they're going to bring Trevor Jones in the backfield with Danachek. He's still got 3 to the right, 1 to the left. And now he is all by his lonesome as Jones goes as a wide out.
Look out.
Here comes a rush, and down goes Danachek.
Is that Silas?
It is. It is Silas Jancic. Who else?
Silas. Well, I tell you what, he can fly in there.
And Kerry Harger calls another timeout. How about that?
Going, can we block him, please?
So, yeah.
Like, I know he's a force.
Yeah.
Can we get somebody to block that Silas guy? He's wrecking my plans tonight.
So Oakridge trying to draw up a scoring play here. 2nd down and 19. Ball at the 37-yard line.
Where'd this drive start?
Oh, that's a good question.
40?
I'll go with that. I think it was.
I think it was a 40. Okay.
We will be in the playoffs next week, as I said, just don't know where. The Selection Sunday program will be Bally Sports, and we'll see how close Snooze comes. He actually does pretty well. In fact, sometimes I think the MHSAA just changes things up just so he isn't 100% right. So, wait a minute, he said that. I think we'll go someplace else.
I think they do mess with him a little bit. I really do. Because I know you talk to coaches and they're like, why does that bracket that way?
I know. Yeah, why are we going up here and they're coming down here? Yeah, exactly. Back to passes Danachek. Danachek fires it, intended in the corner of the end zone. Let's see, a lot of pushing and shoving, and it's picked off by number 2 for Montague. That is Isaac Jarka. And Jarka is going to run it out to the 10-yard line, and that's where the half will come to an end. Welcome to the game, Isaac Jarka, huh?
Yes, sir.
Good to see that. That was something that we saw. Came up as a sophomore, and so 1 half is in the books. It's been all Oakridge, 24-0. They lead Montague here. A full 20 minutes on the clock here at halftime.
Oh, okay. Want me to hit some scores?
Yeah, you can hit some scores and then maybe do a scoring summary, and then by that time Scott will huff and puff his way up here.
Okay, here we go. So. Big Rapids 14, Alma 6, Muskegon Catholic 14, Tri-County nothing. Kent City 24, Grand 8, Puffer 21-0 over Everett. Central Montcalm 14, Lakeview nothing. North Muskegon shutting out Shelby 21-0. Reed City shutting out Cadillac 8-0. Big Rapids 7, Alma 6. We know Manistee's 21-0 over Fremont. We know Shores is 14-6 over Muskegon. Here, another big game going on in West Michigan. Rockford 10, Caledonia nothing.
Wow. Yes. Yeah.
That's a biggie.
Yeah, it is.
So I got initials HUC.
Oh, it's Hudsonville Unity Christian.
Hudsonville.
Right?
Thank you, Rick Hickman. I'm a little slow on the uptake.
Yeah. Oh,
there's
thank
some
you.
stats.
Thank you.
Hudsonville Unity Christian 18, Grand Rapids West Catholic 15. Belding and Hopkins are tied up at 14 apiece. Ludington leading Mason County Central 21-8. Coopersville over Spring Lake 14-7. Central Montcalm throwing a shutout at Lakeview. They're up 21-0. North Muskegon 35, Shelby nothing. Reed City 8, Cadillac nothing. Muskegon Catholic Central 21 to Tri-County nothing. Wow, Tri-County season is just hit the skids here a little bit.
Yeah, they started out really tough, didn't they?
Yeah, but they didn't have a lot of tough teams though, neither.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah, I
Buffer
know.
35. I just said that one. Yeah, there's some scores from Rick Hickman and Arlene. Thank you. We just got an update.
Okay.
Muskegon 14, Shores 14.
All right, that's game is living up to its billing, isn't it?
Yes, sir. Okay, you got some stats there?
I do have some stats about. Oh, thank
we
you.
got
Looks
food,
like our
too.
yeah. Well, I guess you can go ahead and do that.
Okay.
Unless, I'm figuring out how I'm ever going to eat here. But
Well, you do stats. I'll do scoring summary.
okay, and then we'll have Scott in here at some point. There's your onion rings, man.
Look at that.
Wow. Okay, good
People
for you.
love us.
Now,
Thank you, Wayne Holden.
Yeah.
Look at those onion rings.
you betcha.
Yum, yum, yum.
I think we got some chicken tenders coming
We
too,
got
don't
tenders coming too, yes.
we? We hope so. All right, individual stats. You got for Oakridge, Matt Danachek. He's 8 for what is he at? Rushing. He's 8 rushes for 72 yards. And then you have Trevor Jones, 8 carries for 20 yards, and Chris Knapp, 1 carry for 2 yards. Over on Montague's side of the field, got Scott DeCamp in here. You got Adam Baird, 10 rushes for 41 yards. Passing, Matt Danachek is 8 of 16, 1 interception, 137 yards, 2 touchdown passes. Chase Gow, 5 for 15, 1 interception, 77 yards, and no touchdown passes. And let's see here. Do the receivers here real quick. Really balanced receiving for Oakridge. You have Ty Maitland with 2 catches for 24 yards. Lorenzo Garcia, 2 catches, 23 yards. Evan Miller, 2 catches for 18 yards. For Montague, you have Isaiah Atchison, 3 catches for 59 yards. What a game he's had. Paul Olson and Dakari Williams, 1 catch apiece. Going to get Scott DeCamp all wired up for sound. This is a production in and of itself, isn't it? The changing of the guard.
Yeah.
I mean, this is like all the festivities and all the ceremony. Oh, thank you.
Wow.
All the ceremony of the Washington D.C. Tomb of the Unknowns here, right?
Complete with chicken coop.
Complete with chicken
tenders
coop, yeah.
and onion rings. I'm not leaving.
Yeah, I
See
was
you,
gonna-
Cal.
Did you get your order? Or?
Mine's gonna be downstairs.
Good for you.
So it's fine. I'm
All
not
right,
complaining.
you can sniff this stuff.
Oh,
okay?
yeah. That smells great.
All righty, Scott. Let's talk about this playoff situation here. Of course, snooze is kind of our. I was joking with Cal, and he didn't think it was too much of a joke. I said, sometimes I think the MHSAA kind of messes with snooze a little bit. It's like they say, wait a minute, we got to change things up here a little bit. But I'll tell you what, snooze does a very good job year in and year out, doesn't he?
Yeah, he does. But it's funny you say that because I wonder sometimes, like, they don't want to get him too big-headed, think he's got it nailed.
Yeah,
So
because
we're going to shake things up a little bit.
because they want their Selection Sundays
Right.
show to mean something.
Don't want to ruin that.
Let's start with the division. I know we got our guys here, but why don't we just do we got a little bit of extra time here. Why don't we just do Division 2? Reese Puffer. How about Cody Cater, the old favorite son here in Montague, goes over to Puffer, and they're doing well here tonight, we understand, too. One of the scenarios that they have, they would be playing Forest Hills at Forest Hills Central, who would be the top seed in that particular division. And then they have Byron Center at Mona Shores in the bottom half of that bracket.
Yeah, that's a tough draw. Forest Hills Central, very good program, but Cody Cater and Reese Puffer, they've exceeded, anything that anybody would have thought, I think. Even in their losses, they lost to Muskegon in a tight one and played Shores really tight. So,
Right.
I mean, they're not they haven't been that far away this year.
Sure. Byron Center, Mona Shores, and Muskegon going at it. Boy, they got a heck of a game going right down there.
Have you heard a score on that one
Yeah,
yet?
we heard. What was it? Muskegon just got up, right, Cal? Tied up. Okay. So, in the low-scoring affair, you never know if you're going to get a track meet or a defensive battle over there. But like the interesting backstory of Shane and Matt, both coaching under Coach Tony Anise and coaching over at Muskegon and all that type of stuff.
Right.
But yeah, Shore's having a great year as well. Division 4, Whitehall looks like they are pretty well set. They are the top seed at 64.3 points. They would, if the season was over according to Snooze right now, Big Rapids would be at Whitehall. The interesting I guess the $64,000 question is Whitehall not playing tonight because of the forfeit to Orchard View forfeiting to them. So you wonder what that's going to do playoff point-wise. What's your take on it? Is it going to change things drastically? Or I mean, obviously the other teams are going to be able to pick up some more points.
Well, that Snooze also does an 8.5 or 8.5.
Yeah. Where
he projects all the winners in Week 9. And he has Whitehall facing Ludington in District 2 in the first round.
Okay.
And Fruitport hosting Unity Christian in a rematch of their shootout earlier this year. And then South Christian in that region, South Christian would jump Whitehall for the number 1 seed because they're playing Forest Eastern. Yeah. They'll get some more playoff points for that than Whitehall will by just collecting the forfeit win.
Right. Fruitport, boy, what a year. They would probably be the story of the area if weren't so many other things happening.
No,
that sounds kind of silly, doesn't it? But,
for sure, they can.
But Coach Smith has really done a great job with those guys.
For sure, they can claim a share of the conference title tonight.
Yeah.
If they win, they got their share of it. And then the winner of the West Catholic Unity Christian game gets the other share of it. So no one expected that. Did anyone see that coming?
Not me. I mean, I was thinking someday Fruitport was going to get good. And they've had some players. I mean, they've had some franchise-type players, but have not been able, for one reason or another, to put it together. And they were like Reese Puffer to me. It seemed like it was only a matter of time. Like I always said, Puffer's a sleeping giant, know. And apparently maybe they got the right guy in Cody over there now to kind of wake him up a little bit.
Right, for sure. Yeah, it's some good things going on.
Meanwhile, in Division 5, you've got Oakridge looking like they're taking care of business as well, and they're obviously taking care of business here, 24 to nothing. They look very, very tough.
Yeah, they're playing really well at the right time, and I think they're if this region plays out for them, I think they would jump at that because they'd be in a district hosting Shepherd, and if you win that, then you get the Belding Tri-County winner, which you'll take your chances with that. And
sure.
Then in that top half of that region, you got Kingsford, Ogama Heights, Gladwin, and Kingsley. Some tough teams in there, but it sure beats the alternative of facing Grand Rapids Catholic Central like a regional or something like that, like they usually do.
Sure, exactly. Division 6, let's talk about this interesting Montague situation. And this is kind of like a who's done it. I mean, they are setting, as we speak right now, 3-5, right?
Yeah.
If the season were over, they would be in the playoffs. And I've been hearing that even with a loss here tonight, it looks like they could get in. How about that? How crazy is that, huh?
I think they project to get in because of their strength of schedule.
Yeah.
And if this holds, they would play Kent City. And I shouldn't say if this holds, this isn't official. This is just a projection.
Right, sure.
But if this were to play out, they'd be at Kent City, and I would pick Montague in that game because Kent City, they've had a strong season, but they've been a little bit exposed a couple times against Reed City and White Pigeon to show that, okay, good team, but maybe not quite at that level yet.
Yeah, and we kind of goes back to the West Michigan Conference, even though it's a bit of a different conference this year, but still strength of schedule within the conference itself. And a lot of times, like, you'll get some of these teams that come in, and Kent City might be an example. Nothing against them because they had some great runs with Coach Crane over there, and they were doing really well until they kind of got in the deep end of the pool a little bit.
Right.
But it is that situation. There is something to be said for playing the tough competition week in and week out.
Yeah, because no offense to those teams,
right.
but you just don't see the same week-to-week grind that you see like in the West Michigan Conference.
How about Reed City? What do you hear about? I mean, they are a juggernaut. I know our old friend Rick Hickman's over there, and he says they're playing a lot of running clock-type games. How good are they?
They seem like they're almost the forgotten team a lot of times,
They're leading Cadillac 8-0, so that's a...
Reed City is?
Yeah.
That would be a nice win for them because Cadillac's a solid program. That would be really nice. I would say that Reed City, they're just kind of in a spot where I think people forget about them sometimes. They had a really nice team, was it 3 years ago when they lost the heartbreaker to Swan Valley?
Right.
I want to say in the regional or semifinal, but they had a really good team then.
Sure.
Yeah, they're a good team. They beat Whitehall last year. Montague got them the next week.
Sure.
For a district title, or 2 weeks after that, I think it was, for a district title. But Yeah, that's a team. Do not sleep on that, on the Coyotes.
Man,
or it Coyotes?
Coyotes. Yeah, you don't want to say Coyotes, I'm told, over there. You'll get ushered out of the press box, I'm told, over there. You don't want to do that. Manistee, another one of our West Michigan Conference teams. They are definitely in the hunt. They're playing Fremont tonight, and last I heard they were doing well against the Fremont Packers. What do you think of this Manistee team this year?
Yeah, they're a team. It's funny. I've known Troy Bytework, the coach, for a while because he was the offensive coordinator down at Portage Northern when I was down there at the Campbell's Gazette. And they put one on Montague last week, 50-20. I never saw that coming.
No.
And he gave me a playful text. He goes, "What is this? You don't have no, you can't pick for your Kalamazoo brethren here?" And,
right.
Just joking around. But so I picked them tonight against Fremont. I don't know how that's going. But
right.
We'll see how that happens. But yeah, they're again, they've played a tough schedule. So you get in the playoffs. In the this projection has them against Reed City. Tough draw. But you've seen a lot of great teams already, too.
Yeah, exactly. You uttered a phrase that has been said a lot up here, and Cal and I were talking about last week. We didn't see it coming. I said, if we had a dime for every time that games we called this week where we said that, we would be richer than we are right now, that's for sure. And it's been one of those, every once in a while it happens where it's a weird year. I mean, you even have the matchups a lot of times that you would, you'd want, right? Mm-hmm. And all of a sudden the game just goes in a totally opposite direction.
Yeah, Cal just gave us an update. Manistee's up 21-0 over Fremont.
Okay,
right now,
so they continue to roll. How about, I know Muskegon Catholic isn't in this conference, but obviously they're kind of a cousin. We'll put it that way. Yep. And they are very much in the playoff hunt. Again, what would playoff football be without Muskegon Catholic Central, right?
Right, and that would almost be, if you look at that district, that's a tough. That's a tough thing, and Catholic is beating Tri-County right now as well. They set that game up, I think, a couple weeks ago because they both had an opening in Week 9. But Catholic, obviously, you're foolish to ever look past them. And, right now, in this projection at least, they would go to West Catholic, which that's a tough draw right away.
Yeah.
If you look at those four teams, West Catholic, Muskegon Catholic, Central Kent City, and Montague, I would put Muskegon Catholic at a clear number 2 seed. But the way it is, they're a 3 seed. Actually, right now they'd be a 4 seed, but I would put them as the 2 seed clearly if it was just the eye test and what they've done.
Something that we debated about too was with the switching of the West Michigan Conference. What's your feeling on it? You've been around for a long, long time. My feeling isn't Muskegon Catholic Central a natural fit for this conference? And why isn't that happening? What's your? I mean, I don't want to get anybody into trouble, but is it what?
I thought they would be, but then I've heard from certain folks that are in the know that said that it's in the West Michigan Conference bylaws to not have parochial schools.
Oh, is that what it is? Okay.
I don't know if that's true.
Okay.
That's what I've heard from different sources, but because they seem to be a fit in a lot of ways, but on the downside, they don't have a track.
Yeah, that's true. And
so
they don't.
Maybe it's not just a football thing; it's an all sports thing.
That is.
They would seem to fit in basketball, baseball.
Right.
Girls basketball as well. Football, of course. I think they'd be a great fit for the conference, in fact.
And there's such a natural crossover in terms of, you're a Ravenna boy, so you remember those epic Muskegon Catholic Ravenna battles where, it was arguably a state final game was decided maybe the first week of the season, right?
Right, when they played, those were some battles.
Yeah, exactly. Speaking of Ravenna, they are still alive. What's it looking like for the Bulldogs? Last we heard they were defeating Hart this evening.
I think it was 21-0 last I saw in that game.
They had a rough couple of weeks.
They needed a game tonight, and it's not over yet. But they needed that get well game where maybe they get a little momentum back, feeling good going into the playoffs. Because it looks like they might have to go right back to North Muskegon next week, which they played a couple of weeks ago.
Right.
So
speaking of North Muskegon, how about a year they're having, huh? 7-1 this year. They are sailing in. Talk to us about this North Muskegon team a little bit.
Oh yeah, they're pretty explosive with that passing offense they run, and they're up big on Shelby right now. It's probably halftime by now, but they're going for the outright title. I mean, you could argue, well, did they already have it because the two teams they beat head-to-head that were next to them, or they beat them head-to-head.
Sure.
So even if they tied at 4-1 or 5-1, then it wouldn't matter. But they're putting an exclamation point on it tonight, and they'll be a tough out for sure in the playoffs. But potential tough games with Ithaca and then maybe even St. Francis down the road. So those are really tough matchups.
Exactly. In terms of our coverage on CatchMark of the postseason, now obviously with the MHSAA, with our video piece that likely is not going to be able to happen into the playoffs, but we are looking at keeping the audio portion of CatchMark Sports alive going into the playoffs. Is that correct?
Oh yeah. We're going to try to get to as many games as we can, as many that make sense, that we think our viewers, listeners would want to hear, and on top of that, we'll try to get people out to the other games too. We're going to try to get them as many as covered as we can. Yeah,
exactly. I want to ask you one more thing before I let you go, and I'm going to these chicken tenders are calling my name here, and I'm going to let Cal do the
and onion rings.
And onion rings. Cal has graciously left me some, but I don't know how long that's going to last. But
you wanted one.
Yeah. You left me two. I know.
Guys, if you're going to fight over them, I'm going to eat them both. There we go.
Exactly. Let's talk about Hart. Joe Tanis has done such a great job with this Hart team, and they've won more games than they've won in like 30 years. And they're doing it without two blue-chip athletes who decided, for whatever reason, not to participate in football this year. That's obviously their prerogative, and that's fine. And they have a running back. Their leading rusher was injured like week 2.
Yeah.
I mean, he has pieced that together, and they're going to win 6 games and not get into the playoffs. Isn't that a tough?
Yeah, it's too bad because he really does. I think they're changing the culture there. You can kind of just see it.
Right.
And getting those kids in that community believing.
Sure.
And, it's tough, and they got a really good soccer team, too. So
yeah, they do.
There's kids maybe that – I think there's 1 or 2 maybe that play football and soccer. But they've done a great job, and the reason why they're not – they won't be in the fold for the playoffs is because they're Division 5 because they take on the Walkerville enrollment because it's a co-op.
And that's sad, isn't it?
And what also hurt them is they have 2 Division 8 schools on their schedule.
Yeah.
So, they played White Cloud and Heights. So, you look at them, 6-3, and you look at Montague's probably going to be 3-6.
Right.
The difference is Montague's played mostly bigger schools.
Yeah, just want to give a plug to the podcast that you had. I caught that with Ken Byard, and you do a great job with that. And you brought in Brian Beebe, and a great in-depth discussion on this. So if you go to the CatchMark SportsNet link there and check that out, that's certainly worth your time to watch. I thought some great points were made there.
No, I appreciate that. That's a fun thing to do. And Ken Byard's been a great ad, the former Northwest Muskegon principal, and
he's been everywhere, hasn't he?
He's been around. He's been Montague.
Can't hold a job. Is that what the deal?
Mona Shores.
Just kidding, Ken.
So who knows how long we'll keep him at CatchMark? So I don't know. But those guys on the podcast were talking about an after hours podcast, so they're throwing that out there. And then actually, there was a comment on the YouTube post. Someone said, "Yeah, I'll fund that if you guys do that after hours." So we already got some supporters for that.
All right,
so
that would be cool. That's fantastic. Well, I'll tell you what. Hey, thanks for all you do, Scott. Appreciate it, and it's always great coming up here, picking your brain. And we know we'll be someplace. We just don't know where yet, right?
That's right. We'll find out Sunday night.
Thanks.
Right?
Appreciate it, Scott.
Thanks, guys.
Take care.
Great job you guys do.
Thank you. Thanks. That is the one and only Scott DeCamp, and now he's going to go down and eat his lunch. And Cal's got all of 50 seconds left here for me to eat my dinner, although he's talking to Scott now, so that probably isn't going to happen. We'll take an opportunity to, again, salute our many sponsors here that make this all possible. We have a good time doing this. North Grove Brewers, Van Dyke Mortgage, Foundation Systems of Michigan, Durga Insurance Group, Greenridge Realty, Chris Dykema, Sarah Reel, Big Stone Therapies, Grieve Law, Scheid Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing, and Dave Dusenberry. Want to say thanks. And Cal, got a few minutes, plus we got the 3-minute stretch period here, so I'll give you time to, I guess, do a scoring summary here. And I did do the stats, but I'm going to pass those over to you, and I'm going to dig into these chicken tenders and that onion ring. Thank you for leaving me an onion ring. I appreciate that. Or 2, actually, you did.
You wanted 1?
Yep,
I left you 2.
You did.
I did not eat your chicken tenders from the chicken coop.
No. You might be getting some of those over, but we'll see what happens.
Those things are phenomenal.
They are. All right, Cal.
All right, here we go. Oakridge, second drive of the evening. Start out at 10:05. They scored at 9:15. 44-yard touchdown pass, Danachik to Knapp, and then Danachik to Miller. The 2-point conversion makes it 8-0. 2 possessions later, Oakridge starts out again with the ball, 1st and 10 on their own 29. Started the drive at 10:07. They score at 5:07, typical Oakridge drive. 7 yards, 8 yards, first downs, moving the ball, clock runs, 5 minutes off the clock. Start out 1st and 10 on their own 29. Danachek to Maitland, 15-yard touchdown pass. Danachek to Miller again. 2-point conversion, 16-0 at that point. Very next drive, they start out 1st and 10 on the Montague side of the ball. Started the drive at 4:54. They score at 3:15. 5-yard touchdown run by Jones, and the Danachek 2-point conversion carry was good. That's the 24 points here so far on the evening for the Muskegon Oakridge Eagles. Take a look here, some stats. First downs, 11 for Oakridge, 7 for Montague. Rushing yards, 17 carries for 70 yards here for Oakridge. 16 carries for 54 yards for Montague. Passing yards, 137 for Oakridge, 77 for Montague. Pass attempts, 16 attempts with 1 completion and an interception here for Oakridge. The interception, of course, was the Hail Mary into the end zone at the end of the half. So 8 of 16. 50% passing here tonight by Danachek. 5 of 15 here for the Montague Wildcats along with the interception. So total offensive plays / yards. Oakridge has had the ball for 33 offensive plays for 207 yards. Montague's had it for 31 plays. I did not realize they're only 2 plays apart. 33 to 31. 31 yards for 131 total yardage. You know what? The penalties, I don't think no penalties. And I just happened to think of that. When I said penalties, we didn't have a penalty in the first half. No, either team's had a penalty. Possession time here, 14 minutes, 33 seconds for Oakridge, 9:27 for the Montague Wildcats. Punts, 3 punts for Oakridge for 35-yard average, and 1 punt for Montague for 32 yards. Red zone score chances, and we have once again Oakridge is 2 for 2. Third down conversions, Oakridge is 2 of 5, and Montague is 2 of 5. Rushing, Danachek, 8 carries for 72 yards. Jones, 8 carries for 20 yards. Knapp, 1 carry for 2. Passing, Danachek once again, 8 of 16 for 137 yards, 2 touchdowns. Receiving for Oakridge, Maitland, 2 catches for 24. Garcia, 2 catches for 23 yards. Evan Miller, 2 for 18 yards, and Chris Knapp, 1 for 47. Tackles, Riley Bean leads the Oakridge Eagles with 6. Primer's got 5. Brody Jennings has 4, and Trevor Jones has 4. Montague Wildcats, passing Gall was 5 for 15 for 77 yards. Receiving Isaiah Atchison, 3 catches for 59 yards. Paul Olson has 1 for 13, and Williams 1 for 5. Tackles, Silas, of course, leading the way. He's got 6. Moore has 4. Winkleman has 4, and Chase Gowell has 3. So there's just some of these stats.
All right.
Here so far in this. Are you all done?
I am. I am. So they started the second half there.
There's more food there for you.
But they started the second half. But but this is fine. Thank you for allowing me to gorge myself there while you did that, Cal.
Comstock got a couple scores. Comstock Park 9, Newaygo 6. Big Rapids 21, Alma 19. Okay, go ahead.
You know what happened? We had a kickoff, went out of bounds, and we weren't insane. Remember last week when it went out to the 40 twice? Yeah. And we said, I think it starts at the 35, and it is at the 35. So I still am puzzled at why they were at the 40 twice last week. This is a handoff around here to the left side. This is Williams, and Williams for Montague trying to get some running room, but not too successful.
Okay, so 1st and 10.
Oh, well,
on their
11:45.
At 11:45.
Yeah. It's going to be 2nd and 10. No yardage there for Dakari Williams.
All right, got to get back.
Sorry, yeah, we got
on a Hoyle here.
I know. I'll tell you what, this food thing is going to be our downfall. But man, I don't want that part to end. Here's a handoff to Austin Cook. Cook gets his way across the 40 to the 40. We got an injured Oakridge Eagle.
Brody Jennings on the stop. That's number 66. So that's Johnston, Aiden Johnston, also the right guard.
Slow to get up, but he does get up and goes back to the line.
I'm going to go back to the dumb line.
Going to be 3rd down and 3 yards to go. Montague trailing 24-0. Initial drive for them.
Yeah.
They had, as you said, it was, was it number of plays that there was only like a play or two difference?
Two was all it was.
That goes to show you the drives that really Montague had that just ended.
Mm-hmm.
Back to pass is Gall coming back for it, and a catch for number 26. That's Michael Moore, and Moore has it at the 45, and if he's at the 45, that'll be enough for the first down, and that's what they're going to give him to, and it will be a first down for Montague.
Lorenzo Garcia makes that solo tackle there for the Oakridge Eagles.
Boy, that's getting exactly what you needed, isn't it? Right on the 45-yard line. All right, it's going to be 1st and 10 there. 24-0. Montague trying to right the ship here. Win or lose, they could still get into the playoffs. Handoff again to Austin Cook. Cook breaks the tackle. He's across midfield to about the 48-yard line. Nice run there for Austin Cook.
It really was. Nice tackle by Riley Bean. Went down low, wrapped him up, brought him down.
That is West Michigan Conference fundamental tackling, isn't it?
It certainly is.
That does not change from year to year.
No, it does not.
2nd down and 3. Out of the shotgun is Chase Gall. He's going to hand off again. Cook, the workhorse here, and he's going to fall to about the 46-yard line. He's got to get to the 45 for a first, so he's about a yard shy.
Brody Jennings, a little heat-seeking missile right there. Boy, came in from that linebacker spot, shot low, and just chopped the legs right off from underneath him. Nice job by Brody Jennings. Wow, nice job. Great tackle.
All right, big 3rd down here.
So start getting scores in as most of the halftime should be about done here soon.
And it is a handoff again to Cook, and I don't think he got it.
The fumble.
Oh, another fumble, and it looks like Oakridge has it.
But they may say he's down.
Okay. No, it is going to be Oakridge's ball. 3 fumbles tonight for Montague.
Okay.
Oh, man, 2nd effort there by Cook to try to get it for a first down. He initially was stopped, and then that 2nd effort had the ball punched out there.
So they are on their own 47. And 8:59.
Yeah. You know, there have been times tonight, Cal, that it just looked like Montague was going to get it going, going to kick it into gear, right?
I'm with you 100%. I agree 100%.
Out of the shotgun is Danicek. He's got 2 wides to either side. Handoff to Trevor. Oh, man, nice stiff arm there on Jancic. And Jones is still going. He's down to the 30, down to the 25, down to the 20. Stiff arming another man. He's a one-man wrecking crew as he's down to about the 5-yard line. My goodness.
He ran over Olsen.
Wow.
He put Olsen on his back.
And somebody's still not getting up for Montague over there. I think that's Baird. Looks like he is. It
is Baird.
Yeah. Wow, what a run there. Power run by Trevor Jones. He knocked a man down in the backfield with a stiff arm.
Silas, of all people.
Yeah, exactly,
Silas.
yeah.
That's the first time all years that happened to Silas. I mean, he stiffed arm and get out of here.
Right.
And then he just ran right over Olsen. Oh, my gosh.
Baird getting some attention. He is on the Oakridge side of the field. The training staff coming over to him. He's down right around the 10-yard line. So it'll be 1st and goal when we get back to action here. 1st and goal from the 7-yard line.
Manistee scores again 28-0 with 7:40 left to go in the 3rd quarter. Manistee over Fremont.
2 rough weeks in a row there for the Fremont Packers.
Yes.
Huh? Give us an opportunity to talk about Van Dyke Mortgage. Commitment to finding the right home loan for you is second to none. Experienced licensed teams ready to work for you to ensure a smooth and timely loan process from application to closing. Try some of their useful site tools, from frequently asked questions to their online mortgage calculator. Give them a call or check them out, first of all, at 460 West Western Muskegon, or give them a call, 231-332-6500. That is Van Dyke Mortgage.
Well, it is Baird, and he is slowly working his way over here to the Montague sideline. He's going to come all the way across the field. It's going to take him a little bit. That left ankle is dinged. And they're going to have to – Oakridge is ready to go. They're at the line of scrimmage. They're just going to have to wait till Baird gets off the field. And
right.
It's going to take a few more seconds.
Yeah,
he's not feeling well.
No, he's not. So it's going to be 1st and goal when we get back into action here. Ball at the 7. Oakridge up 24-0, looking to add more to that. I want to thank Scott DeCamp for coming up here. And
doing a great interview with us.
Yeah. Allowed Cal to devour his chicken tenders and some of those onion rings.
Compliments of the chicken coop.
That was the important thing in that one, wasn't it, Cal?
Yes, it was.
Handoff up the middle, and this is going to be Trevor Jones, and why not? He is in for a touchdown, 7-yard touchdown run for Trevor Jones. And, you know what? Yeah, it was. It was 34, right? Yes.
Yeah, it was Jones, yeah.
Oh, hang on.
It was Jones.
Was it? Okay.
Yeah. This one didn't even take a minute.
Okay.
Took 30 seconds. This touchdown.
I was confused because I saw Maitland come out of that pile there, but maybe he was just down there for the block. But
I thought it was Jones.
Okay. It could be. I got a laptop over here that's, of all things, right? You would think that you...
Hey, what's it like calling a game with an obstructed view?
Yeah, I know. It's kind of like watching a game at Old Tiger Stadium. Obstructed view seats. Here's a pass. Again, that little slant over in the end zone for a 2-point conversion, and that one went again. I believe that is Miller again.
Yes.
The 3 straight 2-point conversions on the same play, basically. That little slant, 5 or 10-yard slant into the end zone, and now Oakridge is up 32-0. 8:29 left. Speaking of obstructed view seats, you remember Old Tiger Stadium, don't you?
Yes, sir.
All right. Well, I kid you not.
This is a story.
Yeah.
You have my full attention.
I kid you not. I bought walk-up tickets late. It was 1984, right? Tigers are, they're going for the championship.
Yep.
This wasn't a playoff game, but still, they sold out, right? So I walk up, and we're getting tickets. And they gave me obstructed. They said, all we got left is obstructed view seats. Well, that usually means that you're going to have to look around a pole, right? I kid you not. I find my seat, and my seat is, I'm straddling a pole. I've got, in other words, one leg is on one side of the pole, my other leg's on the other side of the pole, and I'm looking at the pole.
Oh, no.
And so I had to gauge around this pole all day long. At that time, they had TV cameras on the poles way up there. So sometimes I was watching the game. I was actually at the game and watching it more on TV than seeing it live. But that was the definition of obstructed view right there. I thought, man, how do they even sell a seat like that, right? But they did.
They did.
To me, they saw me coming.
Happy to take your money.
They were. And this is going to go out of bounds. So, do I say with a degree of confidence that this will start at the 35-yard line?
Yep.
Except at Oakridge, where it starts at the 40. I am really curious as to why that happened. I mean, there must have been.
There were no flags on the field neither. That surprised me.
Yeah.
Question: would it have been running clock at that point?
That could be. I mean, I'm open to any suggestions.
That they move it to the 40 in a running clock situation?
Is that
that's the only thing I think.
That kind of starts sounding like you're making up rules as you go, doesn't it?
I can do that.
Pass over here left side. This is Paul Olson trying to break a tackle, but I'll tell you what, his defender there, number 27, that is Brian Elizondo, was not going to let him loose, was he?
He had him. He let him go, but then he went and got him again. Elizondo with the stop.
Second down and 6, 4-yard gain there. 8:06 left here. 32-0. Oakridge on top.
Mona Shorts 21, Muskegon 14 in the third.
Wow. We got game envy, don't we, Kim?
Yes, we do.
Handoff to Austin Cook. Cook has a first down. And here goes Montague again. For short spurts, they look like they could beat anybody, don't they?
Yep. Elizondo and Miller in on that stop. Shorts 21, Muskegon 14. I just said that, right?
You did.
Here, your wife's going to be really happy when you get home.
Because
Hesperia not to see you. Hesperia 30, Holton nothing.
Wow.
And just like that, Shores and Muskegon are tied up at 21 apiece.
Yeah. Pass over to Atchison. Atchison has it, and he's played a whale of a game here. He is up right around the 40-yard line, and that's going to be close to a first down. He might be just a little shy.
Nice solo stop by Danachek.
So it will be about 1.5 yards shy of a first down, but, boy, Atchison has had some big catches here for Montague. Like I said, in short spurts, this Montague team looks like the Montague team of old in a lot of ways. Handoff again to Austin Cook, and Austin's been running well, and he has the first down as he falls across the 40 to about the 38-yard line.
I think that's Miller helping out on that stop.
6:55 and counting, 32-0. It's been all Oakridge. Except for a few minutes when Montague moves it up between the 20s, I guess, right?
Yep.
Gao runs into his own man as he's back to pass intended for, I think it was him and Cook collided, and it was intended for Paul Olson.
Miller's right there also.
Gao says, man, there's enough defenders on Oakridge. I don't need you, Mr. Cook, slapping me in the back.
Rockford 17, Caledonia nothing. I don't think anybody's seen that coming. Once again, Shores Muskegon all tied up at 21. Shane's birthday today.
Is it?
Yeah.
21 all over again. Right?
21 all over again.
And it's a handoff again to Cook. He has been the workhorse as he fights his way to the 35-yard line now with 6:31 left.
McFadden in there. Noah McFadden in there along with Brody Jennings, the heat-seeking missile.
Let's see, I'm trying to find out what Austin's a junior, so he'll be back next year.
Okay.
Wearing the old House Cats number. Remember Dylan Everett? Number 22?
Yes. House Cat.
Yeah.
I wonder what he's doing now.
I wonder if he's college someplace playing.
Or was he going to go be a lineman?
A lineman?
Okay. Yeah, one of those guys was going to go be a lineman as that pass sails high.
Pass over the middle intended for Atchison over his head. Atchison, I'll tell you how high that pass was. Atchison is 6'7", and that was still way over his head.
He didn't even bother going up to get it.
So it's going to be 4th and 7 with 5:59 left.
I thought it was House Cat. No. It was Tug.
Yeah, and Tug was going to be a boiler maker. They make boilers. Yeah, you're thinking about making the drink, weren't you? No. I believe that's what he was going to do that.
I thought he was going to go be a commercial lineman for like Consumers Power.
Did he? Okay, maybe he changed up from the time he talked to you. Here's a diving attempt by Paul Olson. That's going to be incomplete on a 4th down. The ball will go over on downs to Oakridge.
If you know what Tug's doing, let us know.
Yeah. Yeah, he told me that he was going to go into trade school and get into construction, but he might have. I mean, that's all good. I said, "You going to go to college?" He said, I'm not a big fan of school, and that's I'll tell you what, we need people in the trades, don't we? I mean, that's a shortage of that. To be honest with you,
you want to make some serious money, you want to become a journeyman.
Exactly.
You can make some serious cash in a hurry.
You betcha. So good for you, Tug. Hopefully, that's all working out for you.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
If somebody knows what Tug's doing, message John or I. We need a Tug sighting.
Out of the shotgun is Danacek. Danacek is going to hand off again to Trevor Jones. Jones falls across the 35 to about the 37-yard line.
51 on the stop. Joel Booth. Man, we called his name a lot the last 3 years.
We have. 5:42 and counting. It's been all Oakridge, 32-0. They will be hosting a playoff game, just a matter of who. Again, the Valley Sports selection show will be 6 o'clock on Sunday. 2 wideouts to either side. Out of the shotgun comes Danacek. Danacek now looking to his right, stops, throws it, got a man open, finds him. That's Miller, down to the 30, down to the 25, maybe the 24-yard line. Man, wide open over there was Evan Miller. He is having a day, Evan Miller, huh?
Yes, sir. And I think I've seen is that 30?
For
Montague. We don't have a 30, do we?
Yeah, that's Peterson, Owen Peterson. He's 12 in the roster, but he wears number 30. I think I have an old roster here is what's happening.
Thank you. 12 on the roster, 30 in our hearts, right?
Right. You should say that the other way around.
Yeah, there we go.
It's
just me.
And movement by Montague, and finally they did call.
We hear some fan down below us yelling.
Yeah. So that's going to be a 5-yard penalty against Montague.
Yeah. Like the official's going to run over and pick it up and say, "Oh, I'm sorry."
Yeah. Yeah, my mistake.
Your defensive back was 5 yards in the offensive backfield
of
Oakridge. We're not going to call that.
Yeah. 1st and 10 now for it's going to be 1st and 5. And the ball is at the 20-yard line. Jones standing back with Danacek. 2 wideouts here to the left side, 2 wideouts to the right side for Oakridge. It's been pretty much the set all day. Nice mix between run and pass. A little jump off pass, screen pass set up here to Trevor Jones. Jones trying to break some, but it's tripped up So they contained it probably as well as they could. He gets down to the 19-yard line.
That ball was tipped, and Jones still got it, and Silas gets in there, wraps him up, brings him down. And the clock just keeps on running.
Yes, it does.
We're going to be able to leave this game and go catch the end of the Muskegon game probably.
Yeah.
28-0 now, Manistee after the third quarter. I'm sorry, Larry.
I'll tell you what, Fremont is Coach Hudson's done a great job over there, hasn't he?
He has. He's done an excellent job for his first year, but now he knows you coming over the lakeshore to play football. It's different than playing in the Central States.
And it's a keeper by Danachek. Danachek is bouncing off some bodies. He is down to the, I'll tell you in a minute, 15-yard line.
Great to see Adam Baird back in there, but Michael Moore, that's senior, goes down low, wraps him up, brings him down.
Second down and 4 yards to go. Actually, it's going to be a first down. First and 10 from the 15, right? Yep.
I remember when I heard Fremont wanted to join the West Michigan Conference, I was like going, what are you thinking? Because I knew they were going to be in the bigger division.
Right.
You know, and they're like, man, there's just some powerhouse loaded teams over there.
But, again, I was hearing Coach Hudson talk, and he says, we want to know it's going to be rough, but you want to those are the programs you want to aspire to. And he knew some winning over there when Dan Roan was coaching. So
that is correct, yeah.
He's trying to get that. It's been a long time coming for it. Really, you could argue since Roan left, right?
Correct. They've had 1 year playoffs.
Handoff up the middle, that is Jones, and Jones is going to gain a couple, but the line for Montague kind of holds him in check, a gain of maybe a yard and a half, two. It's 2:25 and counting, 32-0 Oakridge.
Yep, Baird over there in the bottom of the pile along with number 51, Booth. And this is when but you know what? I'm the only guy who gets nervous when I see a game's out of control and the starters are still out there. You ever notice that? I'm like going, get them out of there.
Yeah.
You got playoffs. You got bigger fish to fry here coming up. And you got these head coaches, just leave them out there. And I'm like, I worry more than they do, I think.
Yeah. And back to passes Danachek. Danachek is rolling around. Now he's going to go to the right side, and he's going to throw it. Passes. Oh, almost. He did have a man there, but it's going to be incomplete. That'd be Maitland. That would be Ty Maitland.
And I'll tell you what, Paul Olson saves a touchdown with a great play. Nice. Well done, Paul Olson. The Maitland catches it, and Paul Olson reaches in there and punches it right out.
And
nice play by Paul Olson.
Yeah, what was neat was seeing Maitland react to that and kind of give him a high five on, hey, good coverage, So there's, even though there's a rivalry here and there's obviously some history between these two teams over the years, kind of neat to see that they appreciate a good play against them or. Third down and 9 yards to go, 1:43 left in this third quarter. You think we're going to get close games in the playoffs, Cal?
I got nothing.
I know. Handoff up the middle. Oh, this is Trevor Jones, and Jones is bent back, and he is going to lose some yardage.
Michael Moore right there just doing a great job wrapping him up, and I think that the other one was Brassfield. That went nowhere.
Yeah, no, it didn't.
I mean, 0 nowhere. Manistee scores again. 35-0, 11 minutes left to go in the game.
Manistee doing their impression of Whitehall.
Yes, yeah.
Manistee has 3 or 4 they have 3 running backs with like 400 yards or close to it. I mean, they got a running attack over there. 4th down and 10 ball at the 15. They are going for it. Or maybe not. Well, yeah, they're too close now not to go for it. And passes again over the middle, that little slant pattern. It's not to Miller this time, but it is a touchdown.
Number 30.
That is going to be Chris Knapp. And that will be a 15-yard touchdown pass from Danachek to Knapp. But it's been that same play that has worked all night for and Oakridge. Passes again over the middle, that little slant pattern. It's not to Miller this time, but it is a touchdown. That is going to be Chris Knapp. And that
second
will be
one to Knapp. Their first touchdown was Danachek to Knapp.
Okay.
This one's Danachek to Knapp.
Right.
So we've done Danachek to Knapp, Danachek to Maitland. 5-yard run, 7-yard run.
Now they got Cribbins in for the extra point here. Now, I would say this kid's going to kick it. I mean, it's going to – oh, well, okay. Yeah, I jinxed him, didn't I? It's going to be no good. All right, well. So, 38 – boy, I was doing my best to politic for him being, getting more – because he, last week he was, remember? I mean, we were talking about it. So, man, this guy – and I'm not dogging him. I don't mean that either.
Sean?
But, well, yeah.
Look at me. How's it feel to jinx somebody?
Yeah, no, that was a full-blown jinx. I was saying, I was all ready to, this kid's going to kick it through the uprights, and boy, oh boy, you wonder why. And then, so now Kerry Harger says, all right. So, all right. Well, 38-0 now, 45 seconds left.
Oh.
Never mind. All right, never mind.
Never mind.
All right, now we know.
Trying to find any new stats, but nothing new.
Okay, I got a text. Did I get a text from you?
Mm-mm. You got a tug text?
Oh, you're okay. I see what Scott had asked us for something.
More on your rings.
No, you said we'll try.
Yeah.
You actually even answered him.
Well, yeah.
And then it came to me.
I'm multitasking.
Right.
Come on, don't. I'm on it. Uh-oh.
Oh, this is going to go all the way to the end zone. It'll be a touchback. So Montague will have a 1st and 10 at the 20. 45 seconds left in the third. Oakridge up 38-0.
And a running clock.
Yeah. Yes.
38 seconds?
Yes. No, 45 seconds. I'm sorry. I'm looking at my phone here.
Oh, boy. Okay. Let me see. Fremont is finally on the board, but Manistee still leads 35-6.
But they got 6.
They got 6. Won't be a running clock anymore like we have here.
All right. See what Chase Gowell back to pass. Fires it. It is caught by Olson. Olson is going to get a couple of yards. That was a tough earned 2 yards there.
Yes, it was. And Danachek in on that stop defensively. That's Scott. That's the boss.
Right. Oh, he's got us both on connection there. Oh, the end of third quarter. There you go. So 3 quarters in the books, and Oakridge is leading this one 38-0. See, time to send some love here to Green Ridge Realty. Agents Chris Dykema and Sarah Reel, local real estate experts with a multitude of experience who have local roots and are community focused. They're located 323 East Colby in Whitehall, or give Sarah a call, 231-730-0934. Also combine another one here. We'll talk about Big Stone Therapies. Big Stone Therapies Incorporated is dedicated to providing excellence in rehabilitation services by optimizing health and function for families and businesses within their communities through caring, hands-on healing. And they're located in Montague, right here in Montague, 9219 Water Street, or the phone number is 231-893-6655. Anything new to report there, Calvin?
Hold on.
Okay.
Let me find it. So we all know Shores is tied up with Muskegon, 21 apiece. Hesperia 30, Holton nothing. Rockford 17, Caledonia nothing. Comstock Park 9. Whoa, we just got updates. Coopersville 21, Spring Lake 16. Muskegon Catholic Central 27, Tri-County 14. North Muskegon 42, Shelby nothing. Fruitport 32, Holland Christian 6. Shores and Muskegon tied up at 28 apiece.
Wow, what a game, huh?
One for the ages.
Yeah.
Big Rapids 21, Elma 19. Puffer 35. Oh, that can't be right. That's the wrong one.
Back to passes Gowell. Gowell, he's got Atchison. Oh, leads him just a little too far.
I think Atchison slowed up at the last second.
Yeah. Danachek on the defense here.
Chewing on some bubble gum?
Sorry for eating in your ear.
That's okay.
Those
my
chicken wings were calling my name.
Those would be chicken tenders.
Chicken tenders, yeah.
Not chicken wings. Okay, going to set up a third and about 8 here. As Montague's moving right to left, driving here to the north. Got to get used to saying that next week because we won't have the video. 38-0.
What will people do without seeing our faces?
Yeah, they'll rejoice.
They will. Gowell over to Atchison, through his fingertips a little bit high. And it's going to be now 4th and 8.
Primer with the coverage.
Ball is at the 22-yard line, 4th and 8, 38-0 Oakridge.
Okay.
Hackley Stadium, what a game that is. Huh?
Probably 8,000 people there.
Oh, I'm sure.
That's those Electric Avenue.
8,000 people and 7,000 media.
Yeah, yeah.
They got people hanging out of all the press box windows there. That's how that goes.
TV, radio stations, yeah.
Back to pass is Gall. Here
Look
comes
up.
a rush. He's reversing, and Trevor Jones brings him down all the way back at about the 8-yard line. So Trevor Jones not only runs for 1,000 yards in the season, he can also tackle.
And that will be 1st and 10
At
for
about the
Muskegon
8-yard
on
line.
the
Yeah.
8-yard line.
Oh.
Oh, boy. 1st and 10. Montague 8. 10:07 left.
Yep. And a running clock, as you mentioned.
Yes. Okay.
Danitek's still in there, quarterback.
I just got to tell you how much I enjoy being able to watch the whole game.
Yeah, I know.
I mean, this has been a treat for me tonight
Yeah,
after
well,
3 weeks of not being able to see.
And I would be all right if it wasn't for the laptop over here. I think that's in our contract. There's got to be one guy that's got an obstructed view, at least. All right, Danacek. He's got Jones standing next to him. 2 wideouts right, 2 wideouts left. Looks like it's going to be Maitland and Knapp over here to the near side. Hand off to Jones. Jones trying to turn a corner. Now he cuts it up and gets down to the 5-yard line before he's brought down.
Silas again.
Man.
He's a tackling machine, is he not?
He is.
And when he tackles, you're just like done.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like, I got you, you're going down.
Right.
But we did see Jones put him on his rear tonight with that stiff arm.
I know. Yeah, that doesn't happen much.
No.
9:04 left here in this game. 2nd and goal from the 4-yard line, 38-0 Oakridge. And, yes, Oakridge knocking on the door again.
Tony Van Wy. Good old Tony Van Wy. I tell you what, I got something for you right after this.
Got something for me?
Yep, I got something for you.
It's a jet sweep. This is Knapp trying to turn the corner, and he is brought down. What pursuit there by Isaac Jarka. Good for him. Jarka's not quitting.
No, great job by Jarka. No, yeah, it was Jarka. You're right. Hey, buddy, were you asking about Tug? Yes, we were, Tony. Last I heard, he was trying to get into the pipe fitters.
Pipe fitters, that's what it was. Maybe I was drinking a Boilermaker at the time he told me that. That might have been what it was. Pipe fitters, that sounds about right.
That sounds better.
That still is a good paying job. We know who to ask for money, right, Cal?
Yes.
It's going to be 3rd and goal from the 6. Not that he'd give it to us.
If we get a chance, I'm going to tell you a story about Tony Van Wy that was just unbelievable.
Okay. Back to pass is Danacek. Looking to his left. Now he's going to tuck it and run. Puts his head down, and he is into the end zone for a touchdown. 6-yard touchdown run for Matt Danacek. And that's going to bring the score up to 44-0 with 7:47 left. Okay. Back to pass is Danacek. Looking to his left. Now he's going to tuck it and run. Puts his head down.
7:47 on the clock.
Yep, 7:47 on the clock. And Cribben's going to try the extra point here.
Come on, Cribbins. You got this, buddy.
Yep. Out of the hold to Danacek. Well, you know he can kick
this
him.
Is positive vibes right here.
Okay, yeah.
I'm giving him positive vibes. Okay. He's going to get this one. You watch this kid. Great snap.
Kick is up, and that's going to be, see, he's going to make him long enough usually, except he missed short on the other one, and that one is good. So 45-0 now, Oakridge with 7:47 left.
All right, quick Tony Van Wy story.
All right, that'll allow me to eat
You
my
and I
chicken
were broadcasting a Montague game.
Okay.
We were in Schoolcraft.
Yeah.
Playoff. And it's snow. That's when they had the blizzard down at Schoolcraft.
That was a muddy field.
The muddy field. You and I are calling the game, and I get a message from him. Hey, Cal, Tony Van Wy. I'm 35,000 feet in the air, flying over the Atlantic Ocean at 650 miles an hour.
Right.
And I'm listening to your game on the internet or something.
Yeah.
And I stopped and I went, no, that's the first.
Yeah.
And I've never forgot that. And I told you, I said, I got a story for you right after when we cut in the last play, and that's what the story was.
I remember that now.
Muskegon 35, Mona Shores 28.
You know, that game should be like, they should have like a Matt and a Shane face, and one smiles and the other frowns, you know?
Yes.
So it's like when one goes up, they got the smiley face.
Yes. Yep.
That is a wild battle. I'll tell you what, that rivalry is going to be something for a long time, isn't
Yes,
it?
it is.
It took a while for it to happen, but it is there. And Montague will have it first and 10 at the 35-yard line.
A little bit of a squibber there by Oakridge. First and 10. What did you say, on the 35?
Yeah.
Time?
7:33. Yeah, that matchup has all the backstories that two guys that coached with Tony had the program. Matt built his alma mater up at Mona Shores, and
I can remember going to Mona Shores. It was you and I in the press box and like 3 other people.
Yeah.
Now you can't even get in there.
No. Back to pass is Gall. Let's no, it wasn't. You know, I thought it was, but I don't think it was now that I think about it. It's incomplete. I guess the linemen are putting their hands up there, and
16, I think, to the quarterback.
That still is. That's still Gall. Yeah,
my bad.
No, you're fine. That's all right.
That's not somebody I watch a lot. I'm watching that line and who's making the tackle, so I never get a lot of time to watch Gowell.
Cal doesn't watch the skill position players. That's what he's saying.
Dude.
2nd and 10. And there's a handoff. This has got to be, it is Cook. Cook's got a first down. He's at the 50-yard line, down to the 45. A nice run by Austin Cook.
Well, speaking of line, go ahead.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I was just going to say this. For as rough as it's been on Montague, there have been some individual standouts on this Montague team. I'm thinking of Atchison's taking it over at different times, and now Austin Cook has come in, Jarka on defense. So, I mean, there are, at different times, people that have taken this all over.
Rodney Brassfield at left guard and Winkleman at left tackle. He ran right over top of those guys. That was a great block by those guys.
Gall now is going to hand off again to Austin Cook. He doesn't even have time to catch a breath, and he's down to the 40-yard line.
52 on the stop, Bryce Bisson, sophomore. So Kerry Harger starting to sub now. 75 in there. Add Aiden Rios.
I'm sure he said Cal's getting nervous, so I better start doing something, and so he doesn't have to take a Pepto-Bismol or something. Doesn't want you to have acid reflux.
No.
2nd and 5.
22.
Handoff to Austin again. Austin Cook, and Cook rolling. I'll tell you, if they allow him to do that, they do, and he's got the first down.
He rolled over Jennings and an offensive lineman, and he never went down, and that's how he picks up the extra yardage.
Yeah, they were on the ground, so he rolled over them.
Right over the top of them.
There you go.
Somebody tripped him up. He rolled over the top of those two and kept right on going.
What a game he's having. Good for him, you know?
Yeah.
1st and 10, ball at the 34, 4:51 left. Gall looks to his left, fires it, and it's caught. That's Atchison again. Yeah, he's down to, the 15-yard line.
Braden Cunningham is there to make the tackle.
This is going to sound goofy, but you're going to be able to see this now better than I am.
How do you like that?
1st and 10, ball at the 14. Handoff. Nope. Yeah, it is a handoff. I thought I bid on the fake that Gao took it on the pass run option, but it did go off to Cook, and he is down inside the 10 to about the 8-yard line.
Evan Miller with the tackle for the Oakridge Eagles.
So they're going to give him to the 9. It's going to be 2nd and 5, so they can get a first down without a touchdown. 3:55 and counting. Montague trying to get in for their first score of the night.
Oakridge continues to run new guys out there.
Yeah. Kerry says, tell me when you're happy, Cal.
Yeah. 22.
That is going to be, again, Cook. And Cook fights his way down to the 5-yard line. Yeah.
And Bisson again on the stop. Cook and Bisson.
That's
Same as the last play.
the Cook and Bisson show, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it's going to be 3rd down and 1 yard to go for a first, and they are 5 yards away from a touchdown. 3:17 and counting. Austin Cook, they're riding his back here. And now it's a keeper by God. No, wait a minute. It was. Did he give it to? He gave it to Olsen. Wow,
yep.
He had me faked out. Yeah, the laptop got me there. That's my excuse. He handed the ball to Paul Olsen. Olsen did the sweep around the left side, got into the end zone
Austin
for a
Cook
touchdown, and it is
his
now
back
45-6
And
with
now it's a
3:01
keeper
left.
by
No, wait a minute. It was. Did he give it to? He gave it to Olsen. Wow,
Yep,
he had
man, marching band strikes up, anchors away. Used to hear that play
a
all
lot.
the time over
Yeah,
here.
I know. Yeah.
Going for the single PAT.
It's going to be Zach Henderson. Kick is up long enough. This guy can kick, and it is good. So 45-7 now with 3:01 left. That guy got some distance on that, didn't he?
He did.
He could have kicked that from the 40.
45-7.
Yeah.
Let me see if I got some scores.
Okay, you see if you got some scores. How's that?
Okay, Muskegon 41, Mona Shores 28 in the 4th.
Wow, that got a little out of hand, didn't
Well,
it?
it's only 2 scores, and
Yeah,
Shores is
but still,
capable.
I know. But that is a huge score. You know what I mean? That seems like a huge point spread after what they've been dealing with tonight.
Yeah.
Well, you said Shane felt So now I got to ask you this, since it's been kind of a challenging year. You said you're still going to the same restaurant, but they changed waitresses. How did the waitress take that? I mean, did she feel a little bit hurt that all of a sudden
No,
she's
there
being blamed?
because it's a local downtown restaurant. Mm-hmm. And everything, we had the same way. So we had the same table.
Right.
We had the same waitress. We ordered the same thing.
Oh, so you went to a different table?
Well, as soon as you lost,
Yeah.
at ballpark, we're changing
Okay,
everything.
so you got a different waitress
we
because
got a
of
different
that.
table and a different waitress.
Okay, so it wasn't like you said to the waitress, "Hey, you go and give us somebody else because you were bad
We
luck."
changed up everything.
Okay, all right. Now I feel better. I felt bad for that waitress. I thought,
So
man,
I used to do this with Dan Roan when he was at West Catholic.
I remember
for
Dan
14
Roan.
weeks in
Yeah,
a row.
right.
And the best thing of it all,
he paid.
he had to buy.
Well, that was the thing. He wound up buying your breakfast the one time, and then he went off on that winning streak. I said, this is going to be the costliest winning streak you've ever been involved with.
And it was
Dan?
incredible. I loved it.
And that is going to go into the end zone, so it'll start at the 20-yard line. 3:01 left, 45-7.
They're playing at Ford Field tonight.
Are they?
Yeah.
Who they got? Well, obviously a Detroit
It's
school.
that Catholic championship game. I don't know, the
Okay.
top 2 teams or something in that
Gotcha.
Catholic league.
Man. Yeah,
You know,
Cal is a man of leisure now. He's retired. He has 5 breakfasts and two lunches,
I have
right?
2 breakfasts on Friday morning and a lunch.
Yeah.
Yep. And my morning.
He eats more before 5 a.m. than the Navy does all day. That's
And I wonder why my waistline's expanding.
First and 10. Handoff up the middle, and that is going to go nowhere. Oh, they do have some substitutions in here now. Number 13, that's going to be, we saw him last week, Michael Wamba.
And 5 on the carry.
And that's going to be Arnando Rapp.
Okay.
So you got Wamba. He's a sophomore. Kind of a look of the future here, I guess.
I'll tell you this much. When I know who to go have breakfast with on Friday morning, so more often than not, they're going to win a football game.
Right.
It's hanging out with the winners, right? Rowan, Fairfield. Wow. Blessed. Call those guys friends.
Yeah. So what Cal says is if you're not a winning football coach, he's not going to have breakfast with you. Is that what you're saying?
Oh, I'm just saying those 2 guys win on a whole nother level.
Right.
That's all I'm saying.
I've known him for a long time.
Yep. 5.
This is going to be a wrap again around the right side. He's at the 30-35 before he goes out of bounds right near the 40-yard line.
Number 63 on that stop. That was Morales, Ezekiel Morales. I remember when Dan Roan came to Fremont.
I do.
And turned Fremont into a winner. And I got a message to him and I said, I'd like to have a cup of coffee with you.
Yeah.
And we did, and we just became fast friends, and we've been close friends.
Yeah.
That was 20-some years ago.
We were doing a radio station in Fremont, and he called me down, and we were talking, and liked him right away. Of course, I knew of his history at Orchard View, and he just graduated from Grand Valley. And he says, "What do we got to do to get some radio games around here?" I said, "Win a few games."
Win?
And boy, did he ever, huh?
Yes.
1st and 10. Out of the shotgun is Wamba. And it's a handoff again to Rapp. He's been the workhorse here around the left side, and he breaks tackles. He's up to the 40, still on his feet as he gets close to the 45-yard line. Nice run for him.
Talon Deegan in on that stop. Rockford 31, Caledonia 7, Grand Rapids West Catholic 36, Hudsonville United Christian 18, Belding and Hopkins all tied up 14 apiece. Ludington 21, Mason County Central 8. I got another text. It doesn't want to answer. Come on now.
Remember talking to Ron when he was at Fremont, and we were talking one time, and he said, "What was that? A fumble?"
Final. That was the ball game because of running clock.
Oh my gosh! I was getting so caught up in my storytelling there that, yeah, the game is over, 45-0. Oakridge.
45-7.
I'm sorry. 45-7. Oakridge Eagles defeat the Montague Wildcats here at Townsend Field. So it was all Oakridge. Get our final stats here, but want to do a quick scoring summary while we're doing that? I know there's a lot of scores there, but
I can do that quick.
We can. We're supposed to get this sheet for Scott.
You want to buzz over and make sure we're going to get one?
Oh, they've always brought it over, so I'll just watch.
Okay, that looks like they're printing them off right now.
Yeah.
Okay, for Oakridge, second possession, 1st and 10 on the Montague 48, 47-yard touchdown run by 47-yard touchdown pass. Danachek to Knapp. The Danachek to Miller 2-point conversion was good, and Oakridge was off and running 8-0. 2 possessions later. Start out 1st and 10 on their own 29. Started the drive at 10:07, score at 5:07. Danachek to Maitland, 15-yard touchdown pass. Danachek to Miller again for the 2-point conversion was good. 16-0. Next possession, 1st and 10 on the Montague, I think on the 40. 5-yard touchdown run that time. And that was by, let me see, I have that
Thank
written
you
down
so much.
here.
Thanks, Bob.
And Jones, 5-yard touchdown run by Jones.
Okay.
Started the drive at 4:54. They scored at 3:15. Danachek also on the 2-point carry, which was good. 2 possessions later, they started out 1st and 10 on their own 40, but they did not score. That was at halftime. Next possession, first possession coming out at halftime. Started out 1st and 10 on their own 47. 7-yard touchdown run by Jones. Danachek to Miller again, 32-0 at that point. Started that drive, was 8:59. They scored 8:29. Very next possession, 1st and 10 on their own 35. Danachek to Knapp, 15-yard touchdown pass. A conversion failed. Started the drive at 5:54. They scored 45 seconds left to go in the third. And their final touchdown on the evening. Start out 1st and 10 on the Montague 8. And that was 6-yard touchdown run by Danachek. And the Cribbins kick was good. Started the drive at 10:07. They scored at 7:47, which kicked the running clock in gear. The lone touchdown on the evening here, Wright came here. 4th quarter, 7:33 on the side of the drive. They scored at 3:61.
There's a heck of a time for you.
Must have been 3:16.
Okay.
Olson with a 6-yard touchdown run. The Henderson kick was also good. That's a lone 7 points on the evening here for the Montague Wildcats.
Do some individual stats, at least for the leaders here really quickly. I know the CatchMark crew wants to pack up and head on out. Trevor Jones, 14 carries for 73 yards. Matt Danachek, 10 carries for 82 yards for Oakridge. Matt Danachek passing-wise, 11 of 20, 1 interception, 3 touchdowns, 191 yards for Matt. And he spread the ball around to his receivers. Evan Miller, 3 catches, 56 yards. Chris Knapp, 2 catches, 62 yards. Trevor Jones, 2 catches, 26 yards. And Ty Maitland, 2 catches for 24 yards and 1 touchdown. Chris Knapp had the other 2 touchdowns. Let's see here. Montague, Austin Cook came on in the second half and got 14 carries for 81 yards. Good on him. Adam Baird, 10 carries for 41 yards. Gow, 10 completions, 26 attempts, 1 interception, 113 yards, no touchdowns. Isaiah Atchison had a nice day receiving, 5 catches for 87 yards, as did Paul Olson, 3 catches for 19 yards. So there you have it. That is the statistical rundown. Want to say thanks to our sponsors one final time here on this evening. North Grove Brewers, Van Dyke Mortgage, Foundation Systems of Michigan, Durga Insurance Group, Green Ridge Realty, Chris Dykema and Sarah Reel, Big Stone Therapies, Grieve Law, Scheid Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing, and Dave Dusenberry, Coldwell Banker. I want to thank those fine folks for all of that. So,
yes, we do.
We got them. So, anything else that you want to add before we get out of here?
Kenny Erdman. Remember Kenny Erdman?
I do.
A longtime friend over here in Montague.
All right.
That was Kenny giving us a quick call.
Thank you. All right. So thank you,
hold
Ken.
on.
Okay.
Oh, that was. Let me see if I. Let me just quick check.
Okay.
41-35 now. Muskegon's still with the lead, but
Those
it's closer.
are Scott's.
And yeah, so I have Rick Hickman. Hopefully, he's going to keep us updated, and Arlene on that Muskegon Shorts game.
Go ahead and keep texting us those even as we're leaving.
Please.
So.
Special thanks.
Because Cal wants to know if he's got to go to a different restaurant with Shane next week.
Special thanks to the beautiful Arlene Russell.
Yep.
And your Hesperia Panthers get a win tonight for the second win on the season.
Fantastic.
Thank you, Rick Hickman. Thank you, Rick Seibel. Thank you, Larry Mansfield, for all the updates tonight.
And thank you, Cal VanSingel. Appreciate that. And a special thank you to our CatchMark crew of Billy, Jesse, Trent, Matt, and Scott. Appreciate you all, and thank you for putting up with us here. We'll be back in the playoffs next week for, I believe, audio only, but we'll figure that out. Keep tuned to the CatchMark SportsNet website for the latest updates. Final score for the final time, it was all Oakridge tonight, 45-7 over Montague. That's going to do it for us. Have yourself a good night, everybody.